Today, we have a very special guest. You've heard me talk about him. He was part of the inspiration that kind of got this whole podcast started, but you're going to meet him today. His name is Jason Waite, my older brother, best friend, the most beautiful, imaginative, loving creature that I know of on this planet. Here he is, my brother, my best buddy, Jason. Also, a quick note, a quick warning, the audio quality is not that hot. It turns out that having a great recording space and audio setup is not one of the perks of being homeless. So if you want a perfect 10 or even a sort of sweet 6.5 in terms of audio quality, you're probably not going to get it on this one. But in terms of content, overall quality, and character, this thing is a smash hit. Listen in. Yeah, but warning, this windy, running water stuff, it might annoy you. And also we interrupt a little bit here and there because, well, we're brothers and that's what brothers do. Anyway, let's get this show on the road already, huh? Let's go out there into the wild and hang out with my brother Jason and his animal friends.
Hello?
Hey dude, what's up?
Nothing. What are you up to?
What are you, next to a highway or something? It's all,
Is it really loud?
it's okay.
Mix that crowding, yeah. It sounds like a highway, kind of, though. You still here, though?
Yeah, I can hear. You?
Oh, it's probably louder for me, yeah. It's fine.
It's like windy.
Peaceful.
Peaceful?
Yeah, I like it. It's cool. It's like a big geyser.
Oh, you're next to a geyser.
The geyser.
Like a fountain, right?
Like one they made, but it's like, yeah, it's like in the lake. There's like another little, like, rocky area. It's like up at the top, like a peak, kind of.
I didn't even know there's a geyser there.
Yeah, there's two. Yeah, like what I said is like you could take like two lighters. You could use one if like say you want to light a smoke for the girls, and you can use a pink one, and it's like hot pink, like cheerleader outfit type stuff, like the bubblegum type attitude. And the other one is just like a basic black. So it's like two opposites. It's like the black would be like what guys' vibe would be anyway, typically, and they're both the big ones. The girls would be typically the hot pink. So it's just like you could kind of use that in your toolbox, like when and what time you want to use a specific one or what vibe it is. Because a hot pink's a way different vibe than a black lighter, especially if you're wearing all black like me and long black socks and a socks hat and the hair's down, you go fall hard. You kind of got to pick and choose. They're both equally hard, but sometimes the pink one's too cheesy or whatever. For the time you want something more hardcore, the black one, stuff like that. There's other lighters you can choose, but I just picked those two my favorite. They get good to go. And I typically think of guys and girls as being those colors, like black and hot pink, and they go good together. The best two colors that look best together are hot pink and black. And then neon, like hot badass, like hot pink, the pitches like, and just pour it all over black canvas. Girls will be obsessed. Like black paper, it's like pour acrylic paint, it's like hot pink on it, or like some lime green with it, or like some white, or some red and white and green, dark black, like Jurassic Park shit.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not more common combination.
I like black and red together as a foundational core beyond that. Foundationally, black and red's the best. Like black, red, and white. Like the Chicago Bulls, like Black Widow spider type vibe. You want to be a Black Widow spider. As an animal, I say a lion, but as an actual full post, like actual character, you want to be all females in the world resemble, or the hot ones or whatever, specific ones. They want the male that is like a female Black Widow, like a scraggly, kind of like all pitch black. It's all like skinny kind of, but it's all bulky and long. And it's like got that red hourglass on it. It's all black and shiny. And it's got his legs just like posted up on the wall, and it's like crackling when it walks. You be like that, the girls want you. They want you like to be this Halloween type creature, which I realized I did not know that, but it's fun to be that way because that's sort of the cool type thing. They want you to be like look like a werewolf or like a skeleton king walking down there, like slapping high fives with Martin and shit. They like that vibe.
Well, so like, what are Black Widows like? What are they? I mean,
I know a lot of them.
Looked at them and watched
because,
them.
Well, they're actually the most venomous creature, in the United States, more so than even the rattlesnakes. But they just don't have as much ability to hurt people because their fangs are smaller than a rattlesnake. So when they bite, they could kill you quicker than anything else. But they don't because they're not. They're releasing a lot of venom, or they don't have to even, but they do as well. And it causes them to kill their prey quickly, but they can't really typically kill humans that much because humans are kind of like stronger than that type or particular type of venom, I think, or maybe not. But I think it's more so because their fangs are small, they don't aren't able to have the venom track throughout the body to kill them, so they get sick for a couple days or a week or whatever. But then they get fined or their hand falls off or something. But typically, people get fined and they recover off of that. But like even rattlesnakes, people can survive from. But they say we got to go get help at the hospital.
But you're saying like the black widows are good, but like it seems like everyone kind of doesn't like them.
They look you're evil, don't they? The thing is, remember mom would see one? No, I used to think that too. But there's two types of creatures that see. Now you're gonna learn about all the deep stuff that all about girls and sex. You're gonna get every bitch in the planet when you hear this stuff. It's the first time I told anybody. They should just play it on a recorder or something. At this point,
yeah.
Like
okay,
before I even get started on it, talk about the black widow spider. It's called that the podcast or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay. I want to dig into like animals and like the different kinds of animals and also like the communication with the animals and all that kind of stuff. That's like a really cool topic that we haven't really dug into. I think that would be a cool way to go.
And art and music and stuff too, like drawing spiders or skulls and stuff, or like stuff like that, having tattoos that way, or have a certain vibe to you that people wouldn't have.
Yeah, art and stuff. Well, tell me more about the black widows though, because like it seems like you said it's the strongest one, or that's what we want to be. So,
I was saying is people resemble black widow spiders if they're hardcore and if they're the tough, like successful ones, even if they don't look like one. But the ones that look like one and they act like one, and then they even like are like kind of like seen as that. If you had to pick an animal to resemble, and they're like known as like a popular one, that's like not evil, that's gonna hurt people like that are not no good. Like if you hurt the innocent that's gay, like there's those types that are the competition they got to deal with. It's like guys that look like me or act like me. You see a lot of these guys that look like me, kind of, and then they end up being bad black widow types. But there's still black widow, hardcore one that girls get with because it's better than getting with some lame like house spider or something stupid. They don't have no talent. So or some mouse or something that's like cheap. Like they eat mice, but beyond that, it's like they don't look cool. They're boring. The mice and stuff, or the sheep or whatever, or like the bunny rabbit. You got to be that way as well. You got to be a black widow spider with that as your foundational characters, like a bunny rabbit, like a cottontail, like an Easter bunny type thing, like an actual rabbit sitting by a basket, little duckies by it or whatever. So what you got to do is just be the black widow spider in the appearance and the look and the overall tone, and your foundational creature is that, and then a bunny rabbit, like a cottontail. You look that way as a black widow. You have to look that way. You could look the other way, but it's better to look like the way I do.
But the black widows don't
so
actually
what it is the
hurt
females,
people? Or...
Yeah, like the witchy ones, like the females, you want them to be like black widows. Not always, but what I'm saying is a foundational creature. You want them to be like a bunny rabbit too, as their foundational attitude whenever they talk. You want them to look that way, but you want them to be like almost like a cheat, like a trip. It trips you out. Like you think they'd be like evil and they'd want to hurt you, but in reality they're just like, oh yeah, show me the look. You're still sounding kind of like that, but it's like all godly the way you're doing it. So like they want you because they think you're God. Like a black widow spider is a godly creature. I would think it was a satanic creature in the past. It looks just like it, the markings and the way it is and the attitude you would think. They're actually really cool creatures, but they're really nice and all that. But they will fuck you up more than anything. They'll scare you so bad they'll haunt your dreams. But that's a good thing to be capable of, be that type, like I said, like a lion. But the lion's still a little bit weak in the overall characteristic trait. You seem to be a lion, probably secondary, something like that, as a balancer. It's a foundational animal as a lion. And I say things like side pieces, if you pay attention. It's just like talking about three different characters that would be like as a grouping, as a powerhouse kind of thing, like as a match in a battle, like a Pokemon battle or something. But it would be like you put the one that's like the bulky, like the leader type thing, that's like kind of like going to post up the most. That's like bigger versus smaller. Like the two on the sides would be like smaller creatures or people or whatever. Like say like two girls with like the skinny bitches with like me in the middle kind of thing standing there, like Chuck Taylor's on. You got the Converse, you got the ripped up jeans. You're just like back there with their arms around them, like smoking a cigarette or something. Like that's kind of the way it is. Like, and then you just like you could have like a bulky character, like a Bowser type thing. But then you could have like two Yogios or Yoshis on the side, and it's just like two green ones that look tight. Better than having like a green one and a yellow one, and then just Bowser in the middle, kind of stuff like that. Or like color matters. Like if Yoshi's green versus if he's brown, that's boring typically. So like you could think of him being white or something. You could think of him being like red would be maybe okay, like something like that. But you got to think about in context of what they're matching up with, like what's going to look cool next to them. So that's what girls want as well. They want a guy that looks cool. Like they want him to look cool. That's the best way to look cool, is to look like a spider, to look like a black widow, particularly, or even like a rattlesnake or like a cobra or something, or a tiger or something like that. That's the best way to be. Even like a bear is a really good one, but you're a little chilled out. So you want to be like a wolf more so. Like today I look like a wolf. like a timber wolf. Like my hair's down, my beard's out. I have like the all black, and I have like white sock set, sunglasses on, and I have this like the hood up on top of that type of shit. So yeah.
But yeah, basically you want to be like an animal, but you want to be because like what about these modern humans? Like these, oh God, God, you don't want to be that kind of animal.
What about what?
Like
What
these like dudes walking around in their business suits and their faces all like and like you know these kinds of people. Like what kind of animal is that? Is that even an animal?
I mean, yeah, it's still tight, but it's just like you have to figure out the different varieties of like options of what could be um, on the menu. Like there's a variety of different capable choices, so you just figure out what one fits best. What's up? Yeah, like if you think something or somebody fits with this one or that one, then it just becomes that. And you could edit it or whatever, and you could just have it in your head as a foundational idea. What I was gonna say real quick though was, so you would have the core foundational way you want to be as a person, as a man, or even just as a character, a girl, even, or any animal. Is you want the lion in the middle, like a male African lion, just standing right there, looking at you, like an Aslan character on a Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, yeah. So you got the lion in the middle, and the first one would be next to it on the right side would be it'd be a black widow, and then you would have the lion in the middle, and you'd have like the green mamba with like red eyes, glowing hot pink or something, talking to you like a talking snake kind of thing in the tree, like a Garden of Eden type stuff. But it's just like chilling, and it's just like seductive, and the same thing with the spider and the lions that way too. They're also real aggressive and they kill you, that kind of thing. They could also be like a lamb or like there could be like a rabbit or a mouse or something at the same time. You want to look kind of like one of those, a blended or something of those kind of characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to have those traits that are just gonna hurt your good people. You hurt the bad people, and you're fine.
How do you add them? Because like some people already seem to be like inherently kind of sheepish
In a different
or
way.
mouse-like or
Yeah,
something.
but how do you add them? That's a good question. What you have to do is like almost like you could study books or watch music videos or whatever, people that are that way. And you can kind of incorporate that into your belief system or into the way that your attitude, the way you move or whatever, the way they sing or something or the way they talk. And you just start doing that. Like I did that with Kobe Bryant because I would hear his interviews after the game or whatever, and he'd be so confident, he'd be like flexing and stuff. So I would start thinking like that. How do you do the roar like that and actually make it look cool, not make it look all dorky or like all like weak or something? And I was like, that's hard. Like I'm gonna start learning how to do that. And I started ending up talking like him a little bit. Right now I'm not. I'm talking kind of fast. I'm like a blend of a weird type of John Hood type of thing here and there when you do that. I don't know about that. Like, you sure about that? Right? Like attitudes. But you kind of want to be like Big Alex, even like Little Alex in different ways because they're douchey. But like Big Alex is not really, but like Little Alex is. It's good to be like him because he's all cocky, but he's also pretty at the same time. He can back it up with his style and his look and shit. He's all like got the Ruka on and like the backwards hat. He's also just buck teeth all laughing and stuff. Call him Bucky. Goddamn.
Yeah. But like also
that's a good name. That's like my favorite nickname to be called. If people would hear right now, they would start calling me. It is to call yourself Bucky. That to be my nickname. That's
it
it's a good
like
one.
You like Bucky? No.
But it sounds cool because buck teeth are always something that stands out. Something that'll show power.
Really?
They don't talk about stuff like this like in like body language stuff or in like attractive like power of attraction or anything. And it might, but what it is like, say like that girl Cherie, the black girl, her teeth are bucking. It's actually like, yeah, I don't even think her, when she's talking, it's like, yeah, I'll kick your ass. What you can do about it? Her lips all come. It looks hard. No, it looks good though. What I'm saying is, it shows that you're gonna fuck them up, or you got the power, or that you just have love in your heart. Like you see, like me when I was a kid, when I had those big buck teeth, like Dennis and Menace, when the guy smiles and he's got those 2 buck teeth. Yeah, you want them to be kind of like standing out. Like Steve Harvey, you know, always smiles. He's all like, it's because of the buck teeth.
Well, they're kind of like fangs too. They're like these 2 fangs that like.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're cute though, like bunny rabbit teeth, and you want them to kind of like smile and be like bunny rabbit towards the girls, and I'll be like, oh, it's hot. But like if you're not doing that, then that's when they're like, nah, that's not hot. Yeah,
no one
not
really
like in a weird way.
No one really
but
wants buck teeth though. Somehow, like it's somehow.
It's weird. They should. I told her she had buck teeth, and it was cool though. She looked like Kobe Bryant. You know, Kobe got the buck teeth when he's like, he like Little Alex kind of shit. That's what makes Little Alex hottest, because he got the buck teeth like that. You don't think of him as being that way. Like that's not the thing that you think of. But when I mention it, you're like, okay, you start thinking of some characters that are that way, and they're pretty popular usually.
But it's kind of like a softener, because like if you're like this Black Widow thing or like a tiger or something, these buck teeth are kind of like the rabbit or the little gopher thing.
Yeah, that's where it shows. It's like pull the rabbit out. What you do is you pull the rabbit out of the hat. Like you're a magician, basically. I look like a magician. I look like that character, the bad dude that has like the cane that walks with the stick on something wicked this way comes. It's like the wizard or whatever. and wearing all black and the top hat on, I'm like showing up at night. Like that's not a bad thing. The girls are actually like, ooh, who's that guy? He's a little scary, but should we fuck him? And they're like, yeah, we should. It's more like that than if he's walking by. Than if it was like some like Jabba the Hutt posted up or something like that. Thing don't even look hot. At least this guy looks hot. And if he's like friendly too, I mean, he might be. You know what I'm saying? Even if not, I still want to fuck him.
So you gotta have like both sides, basically. You gotta have the light and the
Jabba
dark.
the Hutt is, yeah, you gotta have that blended. It's like I said with the lion and the lamb, like God incorporated the traits. If you want to be like God, or like know the animals to be as a lion and a lamb, a blend between the two. So like Jesus Christ was a lamb the first time, and they call him the Lamb of God, and then he was the Lion of Judah the second time. They call him Lion of God or the Lion of Judah. He is a king lion. He's going to be like a roaring lion when he returns. And the first time he was just like a harmless sheep. He does say in the Bible also, go into battle come there in there as vipers, but as cunning as viper, as witty as a viper, but as harmless as a dove. So he'd be talking about that as well. He'd be saying, because the first time he'd be resembling a dove, and the second time it'd be like a viper. Not a bad thing to be like a viper. You just have to know how to do it right. So a lot of them be evil. You got to know how to incorporate the good stuff with it. In typical nature, they aren't good. Neither are Black Widows typically. But what I'm saying is you can use that for inspiration to become that type of character. Black Widow could be good. I actually do believe they are good. They're probably maybe even better than a lion, which is hard to believe. But it's just because they have that well-balanced post-up and they're so strong in the look and everything, too seductive and all that. And they're not technically have to be evil either. So it's like that versus like a deep sea anglerfish you're talking about if you don't think about what evil would look like. In comparison of another character that is similar. The devil likes to imitate and mock and put a character out there that looks like a good one, like a strong character, but it's also evil. Like, because he knows that that's what works. And that's what works for him. He'll be looking like a Black Widow spider typically in its pure form, and also still be funny and like attractive and all that.
Like humans can have both good and evil. We can have sort of the light and the dark, and both like the bunny rabbit and the Black Widow. But like, do other animals contain both sides, or are other animals like pure evil, pure dark, or pure light? Is there something like a mixture? Nature, is there like a perfect animal?
Well, not perfect, but there'd be a ranking system on good and evil. But the ones that you would think of as evil might not even be evil. The ones you would think of as good might not be good. You got to think like that outside the box a little, because you don't know sometimes their mentality. Sometimes they'd be manipulative or they'd be stealing stuff, like some of these monkeys and stuff do. They'd be laughing and stuff. Like they know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
They know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing, don't they? Yeah.
This is a good conversation. Did you start recording it earlier?
Yeah, it's already recording. But
I can know when you talk on.
Yeah. I'll like edit. I don't know if I do anything.
Keep it going.
This,
I like it.
I'll like clean it up and stuff. But I want to just.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. You do what you want with it. But what I'm saying is, like the lemurs, they look evil. The lemurs look evil, but they might not be. Maybe they're just looking weird because like they have to see in the dark. But I think they are. You can tell they're up to no good. You can see through that shit. I can. They're hypnotists by nature, just like owls are.
The lemurs?
You can tell by the way lemurs and owls. Those
Dude,
two
owls are
creatures
freaky.
Overall.
Owls are terrifying. If you look at an owl,
in the face and the eyes, they'll kill you. Which is that stare alone, they'll steal your soul.
God, man, they're even just
that's why they put them in for Halloween and shit.
Just a picture of an owl, it terrifies me. And you're like,
you should look it up.
Yeah, but where you are,
look.
Where you're sleeping, you said there's like owls up above you on the trees, like when
great
you're
sleeping,
right?
Yeah.
What kind of owls are they? Do you know what kind of owl it is?
They're great horned owls. You can look it up.
Yeah.
They're like the main one you would think of, like the Winnie the Pooh type stuff.
What do they do?
But
what do they do?
They just sit. They hunt squirrels and rabbits and shit, and mice and snakes and all that.
Do they like communicate with you at all? Do they like do something?
They do, just like the other birds do. They do. If you want to know what the typical owl sound, the one where you think of in your head that it comes from, is a great horned owl. It's the biggest type of owl, basically.
That thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
And they do it all night. Like they'll have like a pair, like a breeding pair, like a female and a male. They'll like take turns, kind of like do it. You can tell the difference. It's funny.
They do every night.
But you should look up. Yeah, not every night, but typically. But you should look up Eastern Screech Owl. That one will haunt your dreams in the dark with the yellow eyes. That's what you need to see. I had that as my profile pic on TikTok. At one point, I called myself Poltergeist, but it said Guardian Angel as like the backing track. So like that's kind of what I'm talking about. You want to be a poltergeist kind of by the look, then you want to be a guardian angel type of poltergeist. It's not necessarily bad to be a poltergeist. I looked it up. It just means that it's a spirit that comes with loud noises, that likes to be well heard, that kind of stuff, that's very vocal, that kind of thing.
What
That's
about
kind of technically what I am.
what are the other birds like? Because you said like you could kind of like because you're out there in the nature basically. You're basically kind of receiving communication from the animals and you're kind of communicating back to them. Like what do the little birds the other birds
They say a
do?
lot. They're easier to understand than the owls and stuff. I'm still trying to work with understanding the crows and stuff, but the crows do it as well. It sounds like Halloween over here, and I was thinking a crow posted on my shoulder. Probably it really isn't, but they're big. Like I mean, that look type like a black crow. I call myself the crow, like as like a nickname. Like that, if you see that movie, there's this like character on there. He's got like long hair and all that. Kind of looks like that. And like crows are one of the best and smartest animals. What I'm saying is they're birds of prey too. They're scavengers as well, like hyenas and stuff. But the songbirds and stuff like that, they'll be saying my name. Like they'll be saying like, "Jason's here. He came back today. I'm finally grateful for my friend. He showed up again." That kind of attitude. And they'll be saying that same shit.
How do they actually do they use
Yeah,
words or they use like a
yeah, words. It sounds like English, but what I'm saying is they just learned how to manipulate their voice tone or whatever, where they can start saying stuff. Like maybe they weren't doing it before, but I like taught them or something through like inspiration or whatever. Now they start saying it. My sweetheart has come back. Jason's here. Jason Waite here at the park today. Check him out at 5:30 playing guitar and stuff. They say it's to the fans and stuff. They'll hot girls, and I'm like, that doesn't hurt.
are they ever like douchey and the mean and stuff? Or are they always like
Not to
positive?
me.
No.
To me, that's all they talk about too. They only talk about me. They're like, oh, yep, he's back again. Hurry, everybody, he's here. He's here. Jason's here. He's came back. Here's my sweetheart. I love him. He's so cute. Isn't Jason cute? Jason Wade is really cute and really sweet. Don't you think? They say that. I'm like, oh my god, the girls are gonna be obsessed.
uh
Like, don't you think? Don't you think? They'll sing it to like the male. Like, there's like a big blackbird. It's like a male with yellow eyes, all grouchy, and the female is like all they're all crackling in his face, like five of them, like the females, like "Hey, he's my sweetheart, isn't he my sweetheart? I love him, not you. You're not as cool as he is. He's my sweetheart, not you. I prefer Jason. He looks hot that way. That kind of stuff. It's like what the hell's going on here?
why don't they care about the other people?
Because like there's something special about me. Clearly, God puts it in their heart. They even like the some people too strong with God. They can see it. They like it.
But
Just
also
like
like
everybody else.
also they're kind of like ignoring the birds too and they're kind of like judging them like oh stupid little birds like I'm better than you.
Yeah,
And you're actually
and I
kind of
don't
like
do that.
you're kind of like being nice to them
Yeah, I don't
and
do that with
listening.
anybody or anything. Like I don't even step on beetles or ants or anything or flies. I let them land on me. And a spider that I had like a jumping spider on one knee is just posted up, and then it checked out the other knee and it's posted up. And then I had a fly on me, like horse flies and stuff today, butterflies and shit. It's tight, and they'll sit side by side like in warrior pose with like three jumping spiders on each side, and then I'll have one like fly just posted up with them, so they're gonna go into battle.
They'll like chill on your shoulder or something or what?
You know, it's funny that I just said that.
Yeah.
In the book of Revelation in the Bible, Jesus Christ, so talking about the second coming and returns, you're talking about a vision that he saw of this guy John, who's one of the disciples. And he said that Christ is going to make it so there's war against the evil. And Armageddon and all that, Judgment Day is going to judge the world, separate the good from the evil. But then he says that it's funny because it's like the same thing I said, but it might have just been an inspiration from that or whatever. God telling me to talk and I say what I say. It's like God or whatever. And I just yeah, he shows me the answers and the way to talk and all that, and I say what I need to say. It sounds better, and but anyways, what I was saying is he says that during like 6 months he's gonna have these scorpions or these locusts, which would be like a fly, and he said they're gonna be decked out for battle with they'll have faces like men, which would be kind of like a character like me or a man or some other person or human. But they would have stingers that they can sting, so that'd be like a spider. Because I was talking about the spiders on the leg with the fly right there posted up, as if I was like starting that part of the little plague or something when I said that. But it's not true. But it's just saying that's just funny how it's in context and all that. It's actually true.
Dude, I was looking at the picture of the the great gray owl. Those things are really horrifying.
Creepy as fuck, huh?
I hate those ones.
That's the biggest owl. I hate those too. There's this one called eagle owls, but those snowy owls are creepy as fuck too. They got yellow eyes.
Yeah, but I noticed another thing because like if you look at like if you look at the eyes, the positioning of the eyes on say like the great gray owl or the owls in general, opposed to like say like a pigeon or something, their eyes are really narrow and they're right in the front of their face. But like the pigeon or the little dove or something has eyes on the side of its head, so it's just like more friendly.
The other thing that makes the owls so creepy is they can't blink. They don't have the ability to blink. They don't have eyelids, or some of them can, but most of them can't. And they have to spin their head around. That's why it looks weird. They go like full 360 spin on their head without breaking their neck, to go look behind them and shit while they're posted up. So that's why they look weird when they do shit like that as well. Their head spins and shit like Exorcist. Like, what the fuck? At night with like the yellow eyes are shining at you. Like, get away from me. freaky thing.
They can't blink.
It's all killing
They
you.
don't blink.
Nah, they don't. The great horned owl can actually, but most of them can't. That's why their eyes are all wide open, all glued like that. They look creepy like that because of that. There's reasons for it, but yeah, that's why it is.
No,
and
like,
just by nature, God makes them be that way. It makes them look different and look obvious in a way like that, where people can recognize the good and evil scales.
but it's freaky because like dopamine is this like neurochemical that makes us like go out into the world and sort of find new things, find the girls and find the food and move basically, and like in the owl's case maybe to attack and to get things and stuff. And when you have dopamine, like a lot of dopamine, the same stuff you get when you like eat a bunch of I don't know, like take certain drugs like methamphetamines or like I don't know, sugar and cocaine and stuff. That you stop blinking, and you.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, like so, like whenever you're really high on like dopamine, which is kind of getting you into sort of attack, like action mode, but also like in positive ways and negative ways, your eyes you don't blink as much, and your eyes are just like the owls. So it's kind of interesting how.
I like being like an owl, like at night, like when I take my sunglasses off or whatever, or I'm walking around with the glasses on, I'll be like bug-eyed, like because of the fact that I'm trying to like incorporate those traits. But being an owl, you look hot that way. Like
but
there's
they're
this
really
guy,
alert and focused, basically.
You blink though. But what I'm saying is like if you look at this band, it's called Mara. It's like it's Finchie Mara, but it's a MS-13, but it's their music on YouTube. The singer has the buggiest eyes, but he's like a Mexican with like Sereno type, with like tatted up head, like on the neck and on the arms and stuff. And he looks hard as fuck. Like he's the hot one. All the girls want him type thing. Like the other guys like, yeah, we'll do that if we have to, but we prefer this guy more, so he's the boss.
But like think about like the chameleon versus the owl, because the chameleon also has sort of this visual freedom where it can see in front of it,
like
but also on
shit.
the side, and it can spin its head around a bit. But
it looks like crap,
around.
though.
But like they like somehow aren't as scary as the owl. But the owl has this sort of visual freedom. But so does a chameleon.
Well, chameleon doesn't. What I'm saying is the owl does. The owl fits into the category of like the Black Widow or like Nicolas Cage kind of thing, or like that bully from Never Back Down, because they stand their ground like that. Like they fit into that lion, Black Widow kind of tiger kind of category, like a hawk does, like a red-tailed hawk. Have you seen one of those? Yeah. Or a bald eagle, the way they just post it up and it's like don't give a fuck. Like they'll take what they want. It's theirs anyway, kind of attitude.
Yeah, they're
you
like.
Tell what they're thinking. You can tell what they're thinking by the way that the face looks. I'm a very good body language expert. Aside from even looking at a video, I can just look at a picture. They tell you what they're thinking in their head at that very moment, or at least attitude-wise, something similar. That's how you know what species are good and which ones are evil.
Well,
if you start thinking about that.
What kind of body language? It seems like the owl and some of these.
You see an eagle, it's even more arrogant, but it's not bad. It means that it do what it wants. It's in charge. It knows it.
It knows what it wants, kind of too. It's like so focused.
Laser focused. Nothing's more focused than a bald eagle.
The owl?
That's a good animal. The eagle, the bald eagle.
That's hyper focused, yeah.
It's just like zoned in. It stays that way all day, every day. It's just eyes are just like, that's why I say eagle eye, or like the eye of the tiger or whatever, because this creature's got great vision. And you could tell by the way they're walking around. You wouldn't think a lion would have as good a vision as a tiger, because the tiger's always staring. Kind of like that's the problem with the owl, is they're staring too hard. But the reason is because they're trying to hypnotize you. They're trying to mesmerize you. They're trying to put some mysterious kind of voodoo on you kind of attitude, and actually do witchcraft and stuff. Animals, I believe, could do shit like that as well. Yeah, the owls be practicing too much Satanism, you know what I mean?
But the owls, like, they stare for too long. But the eagle will stare, but it'll take action and it'll move and do what it wants to do. But
owls do that too. They're really quiet as well when they fly and shit. Like they could fly through a tree area, and they wouldn't even hit a branch, and they would know. Their wings would be all fanned out, and they would just be sitting there with that face while they're flying through the sky at night. That would terrify anybody. It's like a bat,
they're all sneaky.
A vampire bat.
Super sneaky.
They are, yeah. You can tell they kind of look and go, hee hee, cheeky little laugh kind of thing. I got that one again. That's fun. That kind of attitude.
Like the monkeys will steal things, but like they do it right. They like do it in front of your face. They don't like. I mean,
yeah, when you realize animals have the equal thoughts of humans, they know English. Even if they're not around, they can know how to decipher stuff like that. Some of them, every creature can, in like a low key way, like in a different way than the others. At the same time, the same way. So you could be thinking a thought, or there could be a vibe in the world. There could be a song playing. It could be playing some sort of music or lyrics, and then the animals would absorb that. And they might even start talking like they're singing it themselves. Like the animals are crazy. Like.
Wait, so like, do you like play music, or there's music playing out there, and the animals react?
Yeah.
How do they react? Like, I don't know. This is like super.
They'll talk. They'll sing back to it, not in that particular way. Sometimes
They'll
they'll
sing
just move
along,
around more or something. I mean, yeah. I
like dancing
mean,
and
I've
stuff.
heard them a little. Yeah, kind of like somewhat.
What kind of music would the like the animals like? And do different animals like different kinds of music?
I think it just depends on the creature. Like I'm saying, a black widow might want like Pantera or something, and that's not bad. It might want Metallica, I would imagine more so. And a lamb would probably want something peaceful. I mean, they seem like the type that wouldn't like to hear loud music. They'd probably want some like meditative music or something like that. Them.
Have you actually seen them like react to it, or is this like
Yeah, they react hard. Like they were acting one way a minute ago. Once you put the song on, they started like bobbing their heads and stuff like that. I'm not joking. These ducks over here right now doing it. I'm just to my conversation.
can you communicate with them
There's
without
like a rhythm to it.
like if you're not using you don't need to use words to talk to them. Like how what's their language for communication? Is like you're
The way you
kinda,
look, it's the eyes. The eyes is typically the answer for all animals. You could look at them, you could have the face expression. They know if they like you or not. Every girl and every guy, every person knows the first second they see you.
and they'll
Even
look at your
before they see you, they
eyes.
can see the vibe.
Will they look
Yeah,
at your
the
eyes?
eyes, even if they don't look in, even if they, who?
Well,
The
like
ducks
well,
and stuff, yeah. It's kind of hard to look at animals in the eyes and actually in the face and actually get their attention and for you to get their attention. I feel like there's a connection there.
yeah.
Like right now, I'm feeling it with these two ducks right here. It's like a male and a female, I think, or maybe two females. Two females, yeah, of course.
They don't get
But
angry. They don't
there's
get
right there.
scared when you're looking at them in the
No,
eyes.
they used to. Like if I would drive by like on my skateboard or something, but like a whole pack of geese, they would fly away sometimes, or birds. Blackbirds are very hard to impress, so they'd just fly away or they'd like get angry. But nah, like the ducks will just stand there, so they won't even flinch. They'll just they'll even like start like shit, like trying to ride the skateboard with me and shit. It's funny. It's
Yeah,
cool.
because I would like when I see like a little beetle or a little bug, I'll like kind of like try to kind of not touch it, but kind of have it move around on my hand or
It's
something.
okay to do that as long as you can do it right. Like I caught a praying mantis
They
in the
get pissed
bathroom
off.
the
They
other
get kind of
day.
pissed off if you do it
There's
too
a
much.
there's a big one, like a white praying mantis in the bathroom, and it tried to like claw up on me a little bit, but it didn't fan the wings out or nothing. It was just because I was trying to catch it, and I ended up
Yeah.
catching it. And I put it on my backpack, and it would just post up there and stay there for like 3 hours and shit. I was out there, it was all crawling on my phone and on my back and shit, my head and all that. It was cool.
Because if you try to mess with some of these animals, they might think you're trying to kill them or attack them, so they're gonna attack back sometimes. So how do you
Well,
get them
some
not to
people do
attack
that.
back?
Some people do attack animals because they think it's funny, like junior high kids that skateboard some of them and stuff, and they like fuck them up or whatever, do stupid rituals or something, or just to kill them or jack with them. But they can see the difference. Like they especially when it's so strong against that, then and you're so casual and like also consistent like every day, and then they just get better and better. Like, there's like a spider that it's fun, that spider salami, the jumping spider I told you about. It's on my hat right now. I just dropped a web and it called back up the web, and it's just like underneath my hat, like on the brim, just like kind of like staring at the environment. It's like kind of the waterfall too.
Is it the same spider from before? Or it's like just another...
Yeah, it was just still on me. I didn't realize it was on me still, because I had it on me, and like it liked me. It's obsessed with me. A new pet. It was just dropping in front of my face again. It's funny.
Wait, so
It's like a clear one. It's like clear, but it has like a bunch of black and white eyes, like 10 of them. It's kind of small, but it's like chill. I had it in my hand and shit. It didn't bite or nothing.
Well, do they have memories? You think it's like somehow
Yeah.
you're building trust with them or something.
Of course they do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're strong. Hey, build trust.
Yeah. But
That's one of the key word with people as well.
but what about like it seems like reptiles and fish and stuff are like on a different planet where you can't really they're like they're not robots, but you can't really it's really
They
hard
can.
aren't they more difficult to kind of
Yeah, like insects are the most difficult, and then reptiles are hard to impress, and same thing with frogs and stuff like amphibians. The easiest ones to impress, I think, are birds. Well, mammals typically. Birds, I would say first of all. Yeah, you have to be impressive to the birds, and then like you would have the mammals at that point. Then you'd have to go in a different category after that. It'd be like reptiles, amphibians, fish, and insects. They're all together, like on a separate kind of thing. They're like really unimpressed. Like you don't have to. People, yeah, they don't get treated good typically as well. So especially the bugs and all that. So yeah.
they don't really communicate as clearly too. They're sort of like off in their own little thing.
They can, but they're typically silent. So it's like, yeah. I mean, frogs and stuff can be noisy. Turtles can talk a little, but that's about it.
Well, they're also
Snakes, not really.
they're also like more
Frogs,
antisocial,
yeah.
you know, like the when a reptile gives birth to the baby, usually the mother leaves. They leave immediately. They separate immediately, and they're on their own all the time. They live their life alone.
Yeah, they're not used. Yeah, they're not used to getting treated good, but also they're like kind of like that type of character. It's like hardcore. Like than a mammal or a bird, they're more just like chill. Like they not chill, but they'd rather they're less chill. But what I mean is they want to fuck shit up more. They're more like have attitude problems to them. In general, yeah.
Yeah, but like humans are really social, but there's other What aside from humans?
They
What is
are
no, humans are not social?
Humans are, but they're really antisocial. Like these days, they're almost like keep to themselves unless they see something they like to feel confident about. But they're kind of like selfish typically. They're kind of greedy and they want their own thing. They don't care about other people as much as they should. Like other animals are actually better with that than humans typically. Humans are social and they stick together with the groups they know. But then if they don't know someone, they say, "Oh, that's a stranger," or "I don't know what's up with them. I'm not gonna go talk to them," kind of thing, if they want to. Because they're like scared. It's not necessarily that they're more evil, but by nature they kind of are because they're so like taken care of. Like the other animals aren't. They live in the wild and all that, and that's the difference as well. So it's like they have this like kind of attitude to them, like they can do whatever they want, and like they're too smart and everything. Everything else is just weak. So it's just like an ingrained thing through society these days and in general. But if they get beyond that, then yeah, it'd be easy for them.
Yeah, it's like
That's kind of the barrier. That's the barrier in the conversation between humans and animals, is because they think they're too much better than them. They think you can't do that to them or with them, and animals think the same thing at that point.
what's the same thing?
Well, that people would say, "Oh, I don't want to talk to that stupid fish. Why would you do that? You can talk to the dog, but the fish, you're stupid. You're weird. You're talking to praying mantis." That type of thing. What are you, weird? That type of attitude. But the thing is, they don't like get the fact that like that's what is the barrier, the block in the conversation between the two. When you act that way, or you feel that way, then even when you do have them, it's like a pet, or you hold on to them, or you look at them. You're not going to be like having that kind of a connection. So the animals would be kind of like, okay, well, I wanted to, kind of thing, but I guess not, kind of attitude. And then he was just like, "That's right, I don't have time for you." That's basically it.
When you improve your communication and like listening skills with the animals, does that improve your human social skills as well?
That is actually kind of foundational. You have to do that before you get impressed with the humans. Humans are least impressed overall with anything. So with each other or with other animals or anything. So you're used to being a certain way or whatever. But the thing is, if you could impress the animals, then you could eventually impress the humans. If you do it right. Like if you could get it right and the animals love you like that, then the humans will catch on to it and they'll be like, "Oh, that might actually be pretty cool." Hold up.
Like compare like the snakes and the frogs and the lizards versus the humans. Which
But
one?
before you get to that point where like you're impressing the humans, like all the animals basically gotta approve of you, and if you're doing it in that type of way where like they actually love you and it's like not like a fake or a lie, then the animals have to like kind of confirm it, and the humans would have to like be like, "Okay, maybe you're right." In some way, the people have to see that you're chill with the animals. That's kind of a foundational thing. Like, well, people could tell whether or not you're good or not because of that, of how you treat the animals and stuff. So the way you talk about them or the way you think about them is, to me, it's like Homer Acom on October Sky when he looks at the ducks, like they're up flying right now. I'm like, just want to be like, wow, that's great, kind of thing. And that's how I feel. So it's like if you don't feel that way, then don't say it, kind of attitude with people as well. So they kind of connect. So it's like they're all animals, all people and plants are animals as well. So they're all living. Try to treat them all the same or good as well. So then they feel like part of the world together, not just separate. Stuff like that. If people could do that more, then the world would be better. They'd make more money and all that. Like you figure out, like, they could teach you ways and stuff, like how things work, like like the eagles and stuff could teach you about how like airplanes work, probably because they're so aerodynamic, and they make them better. And so
Yeah, it's like this purity with the animals. It's like you're out there and like it's all simplified down. Like this is even the trees and the plants and stuff. It has sort of this simplicity to it where it's like, oh, it's like a pure relationship, not this all this garbage piled on top.
it feels like Africa right now, dude. It feels like I'm in Africa. Like now there's another group of geese flying overhead, and there's like 20 of them on the deck by the lake. I'm like chilling, it's like sunset kind of. It's nice.
Yeah, dude, you had a possum on your head the other day. I would be like terrified.
I know. You just made me think I had one right now, but yeah, I did, dude.
Scary?
That thing just climbed up there. It just posted up. I was like, "What are you doing? Posted up my head, dude." It's like, "Oh, sorry," and just like walked off. It climbed back down my back.
They're supposed to be pretty harmless, though, I guess, right?
They kind of are, but they're really deadly too. They can kill you. They got rabies a lot of time, but beyond that, they are more so just very vicious. Like they have fangs that are huge, and they'll claw you to death as well.
Ew. It's gross.
You saw it?
No, I've seen them. I know what a possum looks like.
The common possum, yeah.
But
You know they are that crazy.
But we're supposed to be scared of some animals because they're
But
actually
that's actually a good animal foundationally to be like as well, because they look kind of cute as well, but they're also kind of grimy looking, but they're just hard asses. They get the job done. But it's like they can dangle from trees with their tail. They can bite like that. They can play dead, which is a big thing. They can just like even start smelling like they're dead, and the animal will not want it because it's rotten. So like stuff like that, and then like they could bang up on them in the middle of the process if they realize they're not working out. They could run not that fast, but they can still kind of scurry along. Yeah, they can climb really well. So they can swim. I think they're pretty good. And they're smart, so really kind and all that. They'll fuck you up if you don't behave yourself.
Dude, What happened to humans? Why do you think? Is it like were we always this way,
It's
or
just because I think so, because they're just used to having what they want. It's all easy for them. So over time, then they become like almost like desensitized to it, where like they just like it, they're used to it, and they don't want it any other way. They don't want know it any other way. So it's become that way, and they might not even think about that really. But then like eventually they'll realize that hey, I kind of don't really give a fuck. Kind of attitude.
but then like when we have some kind of like real pain or suffering, or like we're about to die, then it seems like we're kind of like have
At
to.
that point, or like even at that point, they don't care half the time.
They don't care. There's like they're all high, they're like a high.
Sometimes,
They're kind of
yeah.
like high on some weird kind of drug, basically like delusional
It's just
drug.
like a mind control. It's like a visual or virtual hypnosis with the world they put everybody through, so people can't break through it. Like it's starting to fade back into there now. I kind of opened up the portal, but it's kind of breaking back to like where people are getting confused again. They're getting more hypnotized. That's good the way it should be, because I don't want everybody getting all my vocabulary information all the time. So I'm gonna start talking more like in code and like talking more like in like poems and like parables or something, stuff like that, rhymes and all that, riddles and stuff. Cause it's fun to incorporate it anyway, but then like it kind of gets people bored, or they might walk away and there's some guy behind you that's listening and recording all your details and shit.
But some of the people out
Then
there, like, there is a difference between children and adults, though, right? Or
I agree. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
There's a difference between all ages.
yeah. Like, what are some of the differences?
Like if you're talking about like a baby, then I was talking about girls maybe, or both. I guess it's kind of the same depending on age. Girls are always different than guys as well. But like say like kindergarten or like elementary school, like the girls are a particular way. Before they get to school, they're a different way. Then there's a group like when they're in junior high. Then there's like high school. There's college. Then there'd be like after college girls that are kind of older, like in their 30s or something, like smoking and stuff, that kind of or whatever, typical 30-year-olds or whatever. And then there'd be like mature ones that'd be still hot, but then like cougar type. Then there'd be like old ladies, like those categories, those ones.
But like their communication
But
kind of,
guys would be there too.
they kind of become like all like I don't know. It's hard to explain,
I
but
think like when they're under 18, they're like more free, like they're more playful and all that. And once they become 18, they almost get like some sort of lock job where they like almost become like more serious. And it's like it kind of sucks. Some of them still retain that, but they're not going to still have it in the same way that they would back then. So it's different communicating with those two separation on those two age ranges, like kids and adults, which they consider. I think it's funny that they consider like a 17 or a 15-year-old a kid. Like they're really not. They're adults kind of, or they're at least like somewhere in between. They're just trying to like get guys and girls or people in general not to talk to that age range once you're beyond that age range to make you look like a weirdo if you even think about saying anything or being a friend or anything like that. Because all of a sudden they have this code words that they try to throw at people and it doesn't even have any ability to block it typically because people are so set on getting the power or blocking some guy from getting success. So they try to find some way to cause him to be as that typical character that nobody wants to be. And that's obviously stupid because it's just human nature anyways to like appreciate beauty and stuff like that. So you got to find ways to like still appreciate it and still be around like kids and stuff or like adults as well in a way where they can get along, but it's like not also like no one's thinking of you as like a weird person because you like being around kids. Like that's like not necessarily bad. It's actually better. It's like what Christ would do. Just if you're not like that, then you're not going to be going to heaven and stuff. You're going to be in hell because like you got to be like one of those kids at the end of saying if you he says don't hurt them. At the same time, if you treat them right, you love them. That's a good thing to do. Even helping other people's families protect their kids and stuff, and protect their wives and their girlfriends and all that too. But you got to protect the kids. What I'm saying is, it's just funny how they put it just two separate groups like that. It's just like good to have that balance and just to talk that with everybody, not just humans, but other animals too. It's like you do it with other animals, so you can't like say it's a cool baby frog or whatever. Like just because like and you can't say like the human is, but you can say that the frog is. You could have like baby frogs as a pet, but you can't have a fucking human. But I get it in that context, no. But if it's like something where it's like not inappropriate and it's something that doesn't even be like that, it's just like a friendship. What's wrong with that? Like these girls gave me some cats and they're like 10 or like 11 or something, and they had their dad with them with pizza and stuff. It's cool like that. Like it's good that people feel that way and they have their emotions and they have like almost a dream or something to it. Why stop them from feeling what they want to feel? People will do it anyways in their head. It's like a just stop belief type stuff where someone try to tell somebody not to think something or look something because that's not for them type attitude. But it's just like if you have a toy or something when you're a kid, and then like you get older and then you're not supposed to play with that toy no more because you're like an adult now and like toys are for babies, but it's like your favorite shit and you want to cuddle with it every night. It's kind of like that, but you're not actually going to, but because of that fact, or because of in general it wouldn't be that way anyways. It would be inappropriate or something. But I'm saying it is just like a teddy bear type attitude.
See, like old people are kind of like different too, huh? They're like really old people.
Sometimes, yeah,
Not in the
yeah. A
U.S.
lot of them, well, yeah, they are. Like the older people, they kind of become real grouchy. I realize that's like their key word, or they become like kind of like a sunshine kind of attitude where they're always happy. But it's like one of those two where it's like they're either grouchy or they're happy, but it's like they're still kind of hard to communicate with sometimes. They're easy to impress if you're homeless and stuff, and they'll help out with stuff a lot. But they're not really like happy to have a conversation like for a 4 hour straight type attitude typically. They're too busy or whatever. They're too tired, that kind of attitude.
It's kind of interesting that humans are the kind of hardest to impress, though. Even we're human.
They actually are in reality, yeah. You would think it'd be like a Black Widow. Like, they're not impressed whatsoever because they know they're so impressive. It's kind of like that. But humans are worse because they're more just like got their pot bellies out and they're getting drunk and stuff. And, like, they don't even care if they look hot or not. They're still getting their dick sucked. It's like that kind of attitude.
It's like a resource issue too. It's like if an animal has too many resources, it acts differently, right?
And like the hot girls are so abundant these days. Like every girl's hot, like the hottest girl ever. So it's like every guy is even getting. I mean, these ugly Keebler the Elf type characters. I'm fucking annoyed with it. They shouldn't get it regardless of how many there are.
There's so many loser dudes out there.
I know.
And
like
so many hot
most
girls.
of them, like these guys are using spells or something or magic these days where they're able to get these hot bitches on their dick and like hypnotize type shit. I've realized, and they're breaking through, and the girls are getting free from it. But all these guys are controlling and stuff, and they come up with these ideas, and the girls are able to not get out of that, and they just start fucking some guy, and they're like a whole bunch of them instead of some ugly jabba type thing.
Kind of like the owl. The owls are.
They're like that, yeah. They use like the pretty ones, like the pretty boy types, and like the pretty girl types to try to lure the good people in to try to get fucked, or like the girls that are naive or whatever to go fuck these like stupid. They think they're gonna get like a Neil type character, but instead they get like Jabba the Hutt. Like they pull the shoot type thing on him. They bring him to that room to go fuck him first type thing.
They trick him.
Yeah.
Like the guys have like, why do the girls like these dudes? I'm still trying to figure it out.
Because of that. What I'm saying is they make them think that and they mind fuck them, that kind of thing. Like it's good to be a douche. Like it's good to be that, but not that type. Like not like this whole like you think, kill what's that? That's just so queer. It's just a gay type of douche. Like no girl wants it, and no guy wants to be around it. So it's just a total punk to all the guys. That's how he gets his like money or his big bucks or whatever. Or how he like feels powerful. The girls still don't want him anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's kind of like
he's too busy punking the guys. His problem is he tries to fight with all the guys. He learned like he has to compete with all the guys kind of attitude. That's like the bad thing to do because they're just gonna fuck him up. And he's not going to look out to the girls because he's picking on the guys that the girls like.
Well, same thing. It's like some dudes like picking on the animals, and then that's not a good look either, right?
No, it's not. Stomping on bullfrogs and shit, and laughing. That's just so stupid. That's like no girl would want that.
What about plants? Is there like some kind of do plants mean anything? Trees and flowers and stuff?
Yeah, of course they do. That's why they grow spikes and stuff like cactus and stuff. It's funny. The other day, like I'll tell you this. It was nighttime and I was walking, like this was last night actually. I didn't realize how big the jungle grew, and there was like poison ivy and like stinging nettle and shit, and I walked straight into it. And my arms were kind of out, and I got stung up so bad, and I'm fine. I don't have any like red or anything on me. It all cleared up, but it hurt like a bitch. It was all like, goddamn. I walked through and I was like stuck, and I was trying to get out. I was dropping my shit and stuff, and I was trying to pick it up within while I was stuck inside there and shit. It sucked.
But yeah, I don't know.
Finally, I escaped. It's like Andrew Thomas and he jumped in that tumbleweed kind of shit. But it was worse because it was like poisonous plants. So I was like, fuck that.
It was kind of nice being out there in the wild because it's like I guess like you like making art. You've always liked making art, and like the curvature of the lines and the sort of flowingness of the the plants and the animals and everything. The wind and it's all this stuff. It's like when you go into the city, you walk around in the city. It's all rigid. These rigid lines and corners and squares and stuff, and then when you're out of the nature, it's all flowy and curvy and kind of more artistic in a way. Like the design
like
is
Bob Ross painting or something.
The design is more kind of like it feels right, but like when you go out into the city, it's like this doesn't feel right. It's kind of
know what's funny that kind of reminded me of a second ago. I went to the other day. I went to Subway, and there's always this girl that works in there. It's like my top girlfriend type. It's like the hottest bitch ever, and I talk to her all the time. She's always like saying what's up and all that. I call her love and stuff like that, or like see you later. She's like see you later babe type stuff to me and shit. But anyway, she be looking like the hottest like girl of all time. Like she's like all shy type stuff attitude too, like blonde kind of brownish hair, and she's like skinny kind of like 21 kind of thing. She's like kind of like hot as fuck. But anyway, she looked like Ariel type of thing, like from like Little Mermaid. You know what I'm saying? Like attitude wise and look wise, kind of how she looked, kind of the buggy eyes, like the hot like attitude like that in the face. And what I meant like as a metaphor is that the girl looks like her if she was that particular character. So I would call her Ariel in my head, but also call her Ashley and all their names. And I found her name was Mia, but she saw it like that too. But what I'm saying is, it's still those ideas in my head of what I thought she was, her name was before. But what I'm saying is, it's funny. I went there yesterday. She was working there at the register, like making someone a sub, but they're playing Little Mermaid, a part of your world. When I went in there, and it's like when I went to get water, I was like laughing. And I was like, "Oh," she's like, "Don't start," kind of attitude. I never called her that, but it's just funny coincidence that they're playing. It's like, "What where they talk, up where they walk," and it's like her right there. I kind of like, "Oh, that'd be cool to suck Jason's dick today," in like kind of a sad way. She couldn't do it yet.
It's like even within the city, there are there's music that kind of flows beautifully, and there's smiles and movements and laughter and stuff that kind of like brings us back to that naturalness. And like she has some of that naturalness, maybe as well as the music.
She's really natural, yeah. She's like girl next door type. It's like she'll probably like I don't know, probably surf or something. She doesn't, but she's more just like some volleyball girl or softball or something. Probably like does gymnastics or something. I don't know. She's a cheerleader type. But yeah, so fucking hot. But we're like kind of like quiet type. Like reads books kind of like all day kind of thing. You might not even know she'll bored half the time probably. All the time probably. Shit like that. If you don't get no guy, she don't know where to find a boyfriend kind of thing attitude. I'm the only guy she wants kind of attitude when I see her as well.
But like in Japan,
That's so cool when there's like a hot bitch like that and they only want you and like you're like, yeah, I'm gonna have other girls aside from you, but yeah, you could be like up there, that kind of thing, and they're cool with it and you just fuck them and stuff and they like it and you come back a week later and do like more and stuff, like it's a variety of girls type thing. It's good.
Dude, you talk to
girls like that as a side piece.
you talk to some of these dudes, and they start making up all these excuses why they can't get the girls, and they're trying to like spread these ideas into you, and like telling you like basically they're trying to trick you into thinking you can't get the girls. Like, oh well, we
kind of like a bad attitude.
And it's like they start talking about themselves, but they're saying like we. I'm like, no, we. That's all you, buddy. Like, oh, we're too old for this. Girls don't like us because we're not tall enough. And like this kind of, I'm like, okay, don't drag me into this, buddy.
Be with them. And don't like, talk for yourself. I always hate it when they do that. Like if you're like, or the past, or if I was that way anyway, and I couldn't get it or whatever, then the guys would be like, yeah, like we like you girls, like talking for the group, and then like, but we're too ugly for you or whatever. Like maybe next year if we get lucky, kind of we'll see if we can get lucky kind of attitude. I'm like, oh god, shut up.
God damn. And but like it's much more simple. Like this attraction thing, is communication thing is. Like, you can be all ugly looking or short or whatever, but, like, when you are, like, a pure, like, human, this, like, this animal, this sort of triad of animals or whatever, this kingdom of animals inside of you, and you're trying to burst that out, it's like, that people feel that. It's like the body language, it's like the way you move your eyes and the way you move your face and the body. It's like, that's, like, more important than, like, oh, this giraffe is taller, this elephant has big biceps or whatever, it's kind of cool.
Like, who cares?
But like,
it's cool, but like, have fun with your life.
And who cares? Yeah. But like, we're honestly, also people are too much like trying to put on this like this armor, this kind of like body armor to like make them look cooler. These like these
propped up,
flashy feathers, or like these like little a stronger little turtle shell on their back. But like their face is still, their legs are still all weak and stuff. But they're like looking all propped up, and they're too focused on all these little ornaments that like the actual.
You can see like in their face, like even if they don't flex, like even if they're like posted up like a pope, if their face is like set in a position, like even it's locked into a face expression, if it's like a stone face or something, it might look like you can see through it. Like you can tell that they just don't feel happy, and they might want something. They may not get no sex lately or something.
Over here in Japan, people's faces don't really move much. They're kind of like stone-faced. Is it the same over there, or are people like kind of moving their face?
Not really. Over here, it's pretty chill. Like at least it is now. It used to be stone-faced type stuff, even from the white girls all the time. But now they're like all laughing and playing and stuff, so it's cool.
Wait, so white girls are generally less stone-faced or more stone-faced than, I don't know, other people?
Not than Asians. What I'm saying is blacks are the most.
They're like most emotive?
Well, they're not. They have more emotion. But what I'm saying is they have the most kind of like attitude, like don't mess with me type stuff.
Kind of stone-faced kind of thing.
But they're cool though.
Yeah, maybe because they're
cool. Well, so you got to break through because they're not used to people approving of them because of race and stuff sometimes, and then they end up becoming that way, which is good.
When you first like went out there and at first you kind of I don't know, became homeless or whatever, were you kind of more like stone-faced and you kind of opened up, or were you always kind of just like?
Yeah, it was that.
you're more kind of like tensed up and stuff at the beginning.
Oh yeah, of course,
Yeah, obviously, because like you're kind of scared and
big
stuff.
time. Now I'm not. Now I'm just like the most free flowing person in the world.
How did that change? You just kind of I don't know. How do you change that?
Just with God and just with practice, the main thing I always tell everybody, it gets kind of annoying to me, but some people might not have heard, so I repeat it, is the best way to do it is look at your organization skills if you're not getting good with the girls. And if you suck, then you're probably not gonna have no girls. So if you're all cluttered up in your house and all that, then you don't just throw your shit on the wall and all that, you're not gonna have anything. It has to be organized. Once I started organizing my stuff like a magician kind of attitude, where like that's to look cool. The main foundational reason is because you have to look cool. And I realized that in the past I didn't look cool enough to get the hot girls in that way. Now I look cool and I sound cool and I move cool and all that. And everything about me is cool. The definition of it, you have to be that.
But like you want to be cool, but you're like what? It's like you're looking organized, but you don't want to be like too
Well,
organized.
yeah, you have to be. No, yeah, you kind of do.
You do.
The more organized, the better. You don't want to be like a mathematician, so you gotta like, around the edges, like I do when I do my art. But you don't want it all blocky like that, just like squares and shit. You want to more rounded, like triangular type attitude, if anything, because it's least interesting, it's sharp and stuff. So you want to be sharp too, but you also want to be kind of calm and like what I am. I'm just like you talk and it's calm, but it's still kind of like hyper and it's still kind of a little bit like energetic or something. Whereas if you were calm, then it would seem like that might be better. Might be better if you think if you're not that way. So you try to blend it where it's like a good balance where like people want to be around it and they like it. So you want to try to give people what they want, but you also got to make it look good. If it doesn't look good, even if you like, I have a speck of dust on my knee and it looks like shit, then I'm gonna get it off. And I don't care if there's like 20 specks or there's like a bunch of dirt, I'll go wash it off because I don't want girls to walk by and see that and then be like, oh, he looks cute from a distance, but I seen his pants are all filthy. I'm not gonna chill with him. Shit like that.
So you got all these lines, like curvy lines or straight lines or whatever, but they all kind of connect and flow together in a sort of beautiful manner. It's not like this sort of just scribbling on the page. It looks all chaotic and it has no meaning and no unity to it or anything.
Right. Exactly that. Yeah.
It's like
you'll be able to make things from all angles and shit if you do it that way.
It's like the better you get at art, like drawing and stuff, or basketball or whatever, that can also kind of improve the way you move and the way you talk and everything.
Well, yeah, because I would take it down even to the organization in general. Like, if you have like 2-3 items, like I said, the side piece thing, it works like that. You put something bulky in the middle, like like if I had a power block, like that big red and black one that I have, it's like a TV, not a TV, but it's like a radio. You put that in the middle, then if you had 2 phones that look the same, put one on each side. If you got like 2 black lighters, one on each side, or like, say you want to do some like that. Make it look like a star kind of stuff, like kind of like how you build humans, like a star. How it kind of looks like a star looks like a human, like it has the head, then the 2 arms out, and then it got like the 2 legs out. That could be like used as art form, where the symbol itself could be turned into a picture of a body, like they did with Carl's Jr. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about art.
But when I started doing that and thinking about things like that, then that's when my art got good. It was already good, but when I got in the streets, like the last couple months, I've been doing a lot, and it's way better than ever. And it's smooth as heck, and it's like looks better, and I'm able to turn it upside down in all angles and all that, backwards, frontwards, and all that. It ends up having different pictures depending on what angle you look at it. It has like a multiple different characters within it, kind of thing. You turn a word even upside down, and it'll say something whenever the way you see my stuff. And the word itself could just be a body, and it could be a flowing like a guitar player, and it could just say the word, and you don't even know that it was a picture. You turn it sideways, holy shit. Or if you had it just facing straight up.
What was wrong with the art before? I know it was like bad.
I didn't have the organization too. It was good, but I didn't have it was too cold. Like it was not capable of having life to it as much as it does now because I have the ability to organize thoughts as well as having the ability to organize it on the paper where it's like flowing like a math type of thing, like science. Where like I would do it on graph paper and line paper where like you use the lines to kind of make like a triangle or like make like it's like 4 squares. You just like put a square around the 4 squares. You start with that kind of thing in the middle of the page, kind of shit. And then on the side, you put like a triangle that's going sideways. On each side, look like arms. You put 2 triangles for the legs. Put a triangle for the head and the neck, and it would be a body. So that build stuff off of shapes. That's how art works.
Can animals make art, or can they teach you about how to make art?
I mean, they could. I mean, if they just a variety of angles, the reason why, because any individual person or creature could have the ability to teach you something about anything. You just have to be willing to know what to look for, what to listen to, or if you even care, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I should. Yeah. What about music?
Oh, music's the main thing.
It's like
Music videos, or like if you look at like a concert videos of like bands that you like or ones you want to be like, then that'll help you the most more than anything.
more than the visual art, or I guess,
No,
I guess it's a
more
whole package. I guess, right? It's like they're
more so because it's real. Like if you're talking about cartoons or something or some picture you draw, it's still gonna be fake. What I'm saying is, if you got a band, then it's at least like they're actually performing, and you can see how to move your body like that without them telling you. And the lyrics or the tone of the songs or whatever, you can learn to sing similar music or whatever. But the problem is people get stuck. They think they can't do it, or they don't know how, and they get lost with it, or they just don't want to try it, or they don't even think about how to try it. They don't care about or know what to even thought process wise to get to that point to even think about trying it. Just stuff like that.
it's like making the music and like using your body and that and doing that. That would be like sort of the best. But then next would be like going to like a live concert and watching someone perform, and then next would be like
Yeah, or you could
listening to it
dance
on a
or
CD or
something.
something. Because like
What?
listening to music on I mean not a CD anymore, but like listening to music on your phone versus like going to an actual concert or seeing someone perform is kind of different, right?
Yeah.
Because like you can see their body movement, and it's kind of like how before we were talking about the difference between like talking in person, like you're talking face to face, versus um,
Yeah.
just like what we're doing now. We're kind of listening to each other. Uh,
Right.
Talking face to face kind of has a there's more information there, I guess. You can kind of see the full how everything connects together. But I don't know. It's also kind of nice just to listen to the music itself and not be like distracted by the visuals and body and movement and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's hard to do unless like you stick your fingers in your ear or something. What we could do is just close your eyes. Even when like if I was right here, I could close my eyes, is what I'll do right now. And you could just not look around, and you could just like absorb our conversation, or you could listen to all the sounds around you, and you could get better with like your audio senses, and it'll improve your visual as well. Doing it separately and then together as well, and then it makes it so that you can be like unstoppable, because then you could be like blind, even you could make yourself that way for a minute or two by just closing your eyes or whatever. And then when you get up or whatever, then it'll be different at that time always, because you're improving your audio senses, and then it will make it so that if you put your finger in your ears, like one in each ear at the same time, and then you can't really hear stuff as long as you can, but then like you're not really knowing what's going on around you, the sounds. When you take them out, you're like, whoa, it's like really loud, or that's different, or it's just like I thought it would be. You don't really know for a fact unless like you learn. You could do it, but through learning about if you learn about how to absorb the audio without looking, and you just kind of blink back and forth a little bit and practice, then it's like looking at the sun or smoking and being healthy off it. Something like that. We could do like anything really, and it's not impossible. So it's like you could know where the birds are at because of how loud the volume is or the tone, or even if they said it, they could tell you, I'm right here, kind of thing, because they speak, in English or whatever these days, speaking Spanish and shit. But what I'm saying is, you could do it, but you have to be good with your audio equally with your visual, but you have to be able to do it separately and together.
So you practice with your eyes closed, like just listening to music or focusing on the audio only, and then you could do that with the visuals too, like just like staring at a frog or a tree or something, and kind of like looking at it, and then you can kind of later on put it all together. And you can look at the frog ribbiting, and it's kind of like more beautiful after you've already kind of honed in on the elements.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking about was it's better if you can do it once you can do it all together and it's perfect, then it's separate. You do it separate and together. But what I'm saying is, even separate, it could be better sometimes. Just like if you think about it, when we do audio calls versus the video and audio, then it's like the same thing. Like it's like you separate it, you have to know the difference. We could do video too. It'd be kind of cool to do video right now and switch into it, stuff like that. Because you're so used to it being a certain way, you almost get tired that way. You don't know why it's that way. And then you realize, oh, it's maybe because I'm just on audio. Like I kind of want to do video. You
Yeah,
cool with
so
it?
like, yeah, let's like switch into video and see what happens with that.
All right.
Uh, kind of dark over here. It's like you could once you switch it off, it's kind of like when you go to sleep at night or when it's like dark at night, and then the sun comes up and everything brightens back up again. You can like kind of appreciate the day, or like imagine if you were like imagine if you I don't know for some weird reason you became it's like you became blind for 1 year, or you were blind your whole life, and then suddenly you regained your vision. Everything would be all more beautiful. You'd be able to appreciate it because you kind of turn it on and turn it off and turn it on, turn it off, and then but when you always have something, you kind of get used to it and you don't really appreciate it anymore. It's kind of like those dudes with all the money and all the girls and all the resources. They're kind of all stone faced and numbed out or whatever because like they don't really know what it's like to not have it anymore. But when you can kind of have it and not have it and have it and not have it, it's like you become more aware and more connected to like the whole thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it seems like the visual kind of overpowers the audio. Not maybe not for everybody, but for me, it kind of does.
I like it like this right now. We'll do this like this for a while.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If that's okay. Because you're starting to get reused to doing video with me again. You don't just want to cancel out video all of a sudden.
Yeah, but like if we go straight to the video, it's like the audio kind of warm. If you're like, oh, I got it. It's like when you focus in on one element, like say audio or smell or vision or something at first, it kind of warms you up too. And then because you're not ready for the full experience sometimes right in the beginning, you know? You can't just go straight into some freaking Metallica concert. Like you never even listen to the music. It's going to be overwhelming. But if you just listen to it and close your eyes and then you go to the concert, it's a little bit more, oh, okay. Kind of more, I don't know. It's like waking up, you know? When you wake up, you don't just go straight into like running and working and stuff. You kind of just like lay there with your eyes closed or kind of walk around slowly and then you kind of pop it all together. It's kind of fun because we're talking about these topics we don't usually like talk about some of these topics like sometimes. It's kind of fun.
Put it down. When you go into audio, then you start talking about different stuff. And then now we're going to start talking about other different stuff to go with it. Like that mic, it doesn't feel like that.
And now we can see things like I can see the sky. But like you can't see the sky when you're doing the video, but when you're doing the audio, you can. But like we can see each other when we're doing the video, and we can also see the environment around you and stuff. My environment is pretty shitty.
I think it's good to see the person. Like I think kind of like what I said, the side piece thing. You could start like in like audio, and you could go to video for a while, and within the same conversation, and end with audio again. It'd be balanced like that. You know what I mean? We could try it.
Oh, and what about like at nighttime? It's like the animals also become like a phone call. They're kind of audio only. You can't really see them, but you can hear them. But then when daytime comes, it becomes like this video call with the animals.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this animal communication thing because no one talks to animals, so it's kind of a cool chance to talk to someone who kind of talks to animals. But like, which do you kind of prefer? Is there a difference between like the phone call with the animals, where you're kind of just like listening in the audio, like at nighttime, versus like the daytime where you have the visual and everything with them? Is there a difference?
It's different, but it's better when you got both.
It's always yeah.
Overall, not always. Like sometimes it's better like when we just do audio, but sometimes it's better when we do both. It just depends on like your mood or whatever. So
it's kind of like one way though. It seems like one way. Like with you hear the frogs and you hear the stuff, and like they don't hear you, and you can't really talk to them. Like I don't know, unless you like do some weird howling or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, I don't know. Does it get easier to sleep out there? Like after you got used to it, or in the beginning was it kind of hard, and now is it still? I still imagine it must always be hard to sleep out there, but I don't know.
It's kind of hard always, but it became a little bit easier. It's easier now because I'm comfortable. Like I don't have to worry about people or anybody fucking with me. So that was the main reason.
Is it people?
Now it's just like chill.
I guess the people is the main kind of thing that keeps you kind of like alert, or it's not the animals or not it's the people mainly.
Yeah, you got to worry about people like if they're gonna try to fuck with you or do anything stupid. That's about it.
Did they ever do anything?
In the past, a little bit, but not really.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, the cops and shit, bullshit, and random weirdos. That's about it.
I would like worry about the animals too, but it seems like you're not really worried about the animals. Like I would be.
You don't really have to. You know, when you don't have to worry about the animals, you don't got to worry about the people either. You don't got to worry about anything. Any of the animals or anything. I don't.
It's kind of we don't have to go on this topic if you want, but it's just like when I like walk around in the sand and stuff, or like even go in the water, like you feel kind of nice. Of course, you don't want to always be walking on the dirt and sleeping on the dirt, but like sleeping on the dirt or the grass is different than sleeping on the bed.
It's just whatever it is you got to do. Like you don't get to choose.
Yeah.
But you're the best you can with it. So like you're always.
Are there any kind of benefits to it though? You think kind of like it's kind of something nice about like if you suddenly switch to a bed, it's obviously better, but like. Is there something like you?
Obviously, it's better, but like you don't get to, so you just do what you can with it. You know you're not going to, so you try your best to.
Are there like hidden benefits to like sleeping on the ground though? Like it's kind of like actually you didn't realize it'd be good, but actually it's kind of something nice about it.
Kind of like you. I mean, sometimes yeah, sometimes no, depending on how many rocks are down there and shit.
Yeah, break a rock. Dude, even when you're sleeping in a tent and stuff and you have like a rock underneath the tent, even that sucks. But you're like straight up on the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need rocks, really. We don't need those. But like, what the lighting is kind of cool though, right? It's like you're like stuck in the, you get to like basically wake up with the sun, and the sun's like kind of you're connected to the natural lighting. It's not this all. It's kind of grunge when you're in your room and it's all like bright at night and stuff. It's nice, but it's kind of grungy too. But when it's kind of like dark how it's supposed to be, it feels kind of better. Obviously, you don't want to be out there. You don't be stuck out there, but also when we talk long, we have to kind of take a little breather, huh? It's like talking to a long time. When you're doing the video and the audio too at the same time, it's like you're playing like two instruments. You're kind of doing two things at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know how to put this back another way. I guess at this point, I guess I'm on the big screen. It'd be funny to see what it's like on big screen for me.
Big screen.
Well, because I'm on big screen, you're on small screen now.
Oh yeah.
Is it big for you too?
Yours is big. I'm on the computer, so
What I'm saying is, what my point is, what I was trying to say is, can you see me on big? Do I look big and you look small?
yeah.
Okay, hold up.
I
Okay, that's cool. That's interesting.
I think
did not even.
yeah, I think each of us has our own independent kind of like you can make yours big or small, and I can make mine big or
That's
small.
cool being big. You don't like it. Why don't you see myself, my face? You can't see yours. Who cares right now? I'm always doing yours big.
It's kind of nice, yeah. Sometimes when you just also when you kind of get rid of your own face, sometimes that like you could do all kinds of things. Sometimes you want to get rid of your face. Sometimes you want to get rid of their face.
Don't
Like
turn it. Who puts on right now though?
mine's on right.
Yeah, keep it on.
Yeah. But sometimes when you got your own face there, you're kind of checking up on your face. I don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool, dude. So cool.
You kind of changed. You kind of like became more like smoothed out this past couple of years, right? Like before you
Yeah.
like just how the art kind of got all fine tuned. It's like you yourself kind of same thing happened to you. It seems right.
Yeah.
Like the way you talk and the way you think and the move and stuff. Dude, I don't know. That's like I don't know how people could do that on their own. It's kind of hard to like just suddenly change because people don't really change unless they have to change.
Typically, sometimes.
Yeah. Why did we never had like mammal pets as a kid? We only had reptiles.
What?
And when we were a kid, we only had reptiles pretty much. Is that
They don't let us have that type of creature.
is that because we liked reptiles or you liked reptiles or dad didn't like mammals or it's kind of like
I like all the animals. I wanted reptiles a lot, but we could have dogs and shit or whatever. But I preferred that back in the day anyway.
I wonder why though, because like some people prefer reptiles and some people prefer mammals.
I just thought they looked cool.
I think how they look, right? Because we're like kids, you want something that looks cool. They're kind of simple too. You just feed them and hold them, or even you don't hold them, they don't really care. You just like they're kind of easy.
If you're talking about like on the coolness scale, like what animal is the coolest, like what's the coolest and most interesting is the reptiles.
They look the coolest.
Birds do too. They're second probably, but like the mammals are kind of boring in context. Insects are actually kind of interesting. They look cool and all that, but some of them don't. But what I'm saying is reptiles in general as a core, like overall, they all kind of look cool.
But like the more cool they look, it's like the less social they become.
Not necessarily,
Not
but
really.
sometimes.
I mean, like these like insects and reptiles and birds. They kind of popped into the earth earlier than the mammals came later.
Well, I think fish and insects typically first, then birds next, and then mammals.
Yeah, like that.
All that.
But like the further you go back in the history of I don't know animals or evolution or whatever, it's like these early ones, the early kind of creatures look really cool. I mean, bacteria doesn't look that cool. I haven't really looked at it, but like
it would start from bacteria, then it would go to like fish, but then the swimming creatures into like fish, but then the fish would turn into like grow legs and stuff, and they become reptiles and amphibians, and then they turn into birds and mammals and stuff.
But fish don't look as beautiful as reptiles do.
Yeah, they're typically interesting, but they're kind of more creepy, like even the reptiles. I think that fish are, they kind of got the worst kind of like overall. Like, you wouldn't want to be a fish more than anything else. Like, if you had to pick between them, I'd rather be an insect. Unless there's some lame one that dies in like 2 days, but yeah.
You kind of want legs, like I guess because we have legs, we want to keep our legs and arms, but like Dude, I feel pretty crappy being a fish. You're just like all like, it's like you're limbless. You're just like, you just wiggle around. Even like a snake, it kind of sucks to be a snake. A snake's just kind of like a land fish, like a long stretched out land fish. It's like, and like it could do other things, but they're both kind of like, you feel kind of like limited if you're a snake or a fish or something. I'd rather be a lizard than a snake. But lizards kind of like, lizards also can't really do too much. They kind of just sit there and they run away and they eat, and frogs are kind of also limited. If like I don't even know what kind of reptile you'd want to be. I don't know if you want to be a reptile.
I'm not saying you'd want to be one, but as a character, it's a kind of good thing to be like a lizard-like character. They're kind of like goofy and they're like funny and stuff, and they're cute and all that, and they're just colorful. So there's a lot of good things about them.
But everyone likes to have dogs and cats. I guess because they're kind of social and they communicate and stuff. But is that why?
I'm not saying it's a good thing to be that way, as like or it is, but what I'm saying is I'm not saying people aren't gonna want that as a pet as much, but I'm saying it's as a human to act that way, to kind of look and kind of be cool like that. It's good.
But maybe because like we like a lot of humans have kind of gotten rid of their sort of reptile like I don't know, eagle kind of tiger kind of thing, and they've become too
I
soft.
don't think
So
people are typically afraid to act more like a reptile because it's known as like thought of as probably something sneaky or like creepy or weird or scary maybe stuff like that. But they're really strong group and they're really successful and it's a very good thing to emulate. Even like a lizard, people aren't gonna act like that typically. They have to have a lot of confidence to be like a reptile,
yeah,
more so than anything else.
yeah, reptile is definitely like if you wanted like say if you're like drawing an animal, that'd be a fun one to kind of draw too. It's like got
Yeah,
this like
they're kind of like the villains you would think of versus like the mammals or the birds would be like the good guys. The villains would be like the reptiles, amphibians, and fish and insects
the
battle
mammal
each other, whatever. Typically,
the mammals get all like bigger too. They're all like fat and all like
yeah,
blubbery and
like
stuff.
the
Not
mammals and
always.
the birds kind of like mammals and birds overall are more so on the good side, and the reptiles, amphibians, and fish and insects are more evil. But also they separate themselves between the mammals and birds chill with each other pretty much, and then like all those other groups chill with each other.
And the mammals are kind of like more round or kind of roundy, but the reptiles have they're kind of sharp, and they've got sort of sharpness to them. It's
They're
kind of
more like all those creatures like that I said are more like the cold type of. They're more cold, like they're going to be cold blooded, but the males are warm blooded and they're warmer, like by the vibe and by the way they look and the attitudes and all that. The birds and everything, and the mammals, they're more like that. They're more like a warm, kind of like cozy feeling. Reptiles are more like, oh god, get that thing away. So it's like you want to have both those traits, but you need to know how to balance it so you don't do one or the other too extreme in a way where it's like weird or it's not cool or whatever. You got to do it right.
But even like in our own brain, like we have like in the back, like kind of the back in the middle, we have that same reptilian brain. It's like a little brain. It's back there. We have the same exact brain basically. It's almost the same. And on top of that, we have the sort of the basic mammal one, and then on top of that, we have the sort of special human one. So it's like inside of ourselves, like we like literally have a mammal and a reptile and a human, and like it's like we kind of deactivate certain parts of that maybe, and we just kind of get stuck in one of them. I don't know. It's kind of a mystery. Dude, I was thinking about this one too. Like, when people talk, you know, the birds are talking, and I know I keep talking about this thing, but like the birds are talking, and the frogs are talking, and all the cats and dogs are talking, but they don't like. We don't hear. They don't really have words. They're kind of like rah, rah, they're making sounds like these signals. But like humans are kind of doing the same thing, and we interpret them as words, but it's literally just kind of like these sounds. And sometimes it's like a weep weep weep, and sometimes it's like a rah rah rah, and like it's different sounds. Like I guess it's just like nonverbal communication, basically. The tone of voice, but it seems like we kind of hear like the tone of the voice of the person like affects us. There's more information being sent than the actual words itself, right?
Oh yeah.
Because like deep down, like we're kind of these two animals communicating with like our little chirps or roars or barks or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we kind of put words and like meaning on top of that. But like before the meaning, it's like just like straight
Humans,
up freaking signals.
those humans, they have a conversation or whatever, and it sounds like something to a human, but to an animal, then it would sound different. Or it might sound the same. It would sound the same, but it would communicate sometimes because they got that language barrier or something.
I'm gonna turn the video off. It might be simpler if I had the video off, huh?
That'll be cool up here right now. Let me call it.
It's getting like breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, you can cancel the video or whatever.
It's just 'cause, like, it's kind of getting a little, kind of cracking up.
Yeah, it's just audio, it'll be fine.
But like the people like if you hear people talking a different language or they're kind of talking from afar and you can't
It's
hear what
better
they're
that not
saying,
everybody gonna hear everything I'm saying, anyways.
you can
What were you saying?
like if you hear people talking and you don't like you're not able to listen to the words, but you're just like hearing the sounds, and you kind of tell what they're
Yeah.
saying even though you're not even hearing the words. You kind of even like it's a different language, they're speaking Chinese or Spanish or something. You kind of get a feel for like what they're saying anyway, even without the words.
It's like body language or whatever. Everyone says something without even speaking. So yeah, it just depends on that. And people don't even know what they're gonna do. They don't have enough ability to think with their full brain where they could actually subconsciously know what their subconscious thoughts are. So they would actually, if they're lying or something, or they're being inconsistent or something like that, then they wouldn't be able to recognize in themselves, so their face be looking like when they be talking or whenever they be sitting there, as much as if somebody was looking at them, unless they had a mirror in front of them or something. They still wouldn't, it absorbs differently the energy into the person to person. So then they would have to try to backtrack or they have to try to come up with something else. But it's like if there was a smart enough person that could see through it, then yeah. But if not, then no. There's a lot of manipulative people because of that, because they have micro expressions on their faces and their body language that they can hide really well. Some people, then they can look innocent when they're actually really evil or guilty or something like that. But they just yeah, that's all it is. It'll still show through if you got the right person trying to dissect it, but other than that, then no.
Kind of comes out automatically though. You don't really. I guess you could choose it, but it kind of mostly just comes out how it comes
Well, you
out.
could try to block it. Like some people try to like make it so it's not obvious, but then it makes it more obvious, or like you don't know something else might be twitching. Like that's pretty much that. Yeah, that's why you have like a zoomed in, but also like a zoomed out vibe when you're looking at people. Like you still see the whole picture, what's going on around them as well. So you kind of take everything in context and see if you believe in someone or not. You trust them or whatever, so that
Dude,
if their intent is good.
in the background, those ducks are kids.
They're ducks.
That's
At the
bad.
moment,
Moment.
there's kids. I mean, kids be doing that too. They'd be crazy at
It's
the
kind of
park.
funny, like how if you like if you're just hearing it, like I don't know, ducks and babies and birds and all these kids, they're all kind of doing the same thing. They're just like running around, like making
Dude, some of
noises.
those little girls, like some of those like little like 5-year-olds or something, they can scream so loud, like if they're having fun or if they're upset. But if they're either way, but what I'm saying is they're so freaking like screechy. It's cool, but it's like it's funny, but like they don't do that when they get older. It's funny to see like they just freaking. I don't know. That's the loudest voice for sure. It's a little 5-year-old girl is like screaming like playing on the toys or something like with their friends or something like that. And they're all out there playing fun with the water guns and shit. Like they're gonna be loud as fuck.
Dude, it sucks that we can't
Like
do that anymore. Like, oh my god, think about how fun that is when you like if we're
you
living in
can, but
no,
yeah.
but like if we're living in a world where it's like socially acceptable for people to run around and play and kind of scream and like laugh and stuff, it's like, oh my
That's
god,
kind of the
that's so
barrier, like in society with like that. You just have to learn how to redo that again, where you use your imagination and be that way as well. And then you could incorporate that in your life and be that way with everyone. But then you can communicate with that group, you communicate with all the groups. Then it's good that way because you're actually being a solid figure in society that's actually looking out for kids or like for adults or whoever, animals and stuff. But the thing is, people look out to see what you're doing if you're paying attention, if you're being weird or if you're going to be a kidnapper and stuff. And everyone's always trying to protect their kids and their families. So the main thing that they use is like a tester in the world that God uses is kids with those volumes and stuff and those squeals and all that to kind of be like alarm calls, or it could be like just a way to test out guys.
no, but like with each other, adult and adult, we don't go we don't really go run around and play. I guess we get drunk, and that's like our way of like of
But it's still
squealing.
different though, yeah.
It's different though. It's like this darker kind of playground.
The adults, yeah.
You're not really playing. You're kind of I don't know. Because like technically, if you think about it, like I mean, we could adult like it looks crazy because that's not the world we're living. But like adults are kind of running around and playing and like screaming and laughing and jumping and stuff and they're acting super weird. But like I think deep down we kind of still want to do that, but like we're not allowed, and that's a bit frustrating. But
I know there's nothing wrong with it. It's just society tries to make you feel that way. Like even if you're a parent and the kids are playing on the playground and it's like big enough for everybody, like why can't the parent go on there as well and enjoy the merry-go-round and shit? I don't see why not.
I guess there's like
They
little.
don't though, not typically.
There might be like small ways we can kind of like bust out. I guess that's what's called art and music and
You
stuff.
do it in a large amount of ways. You just got to break through it. Once you do, you're fine. Everything's free, but everything's good that way. But you got to know how to do it right. And then once you get it right, then you just maintain it.
Maybe that's why we like to go
Like
to.
I can do that.
Why
Most
we,
people can't.
we like to like go to the beach or some people play sports and stuff because it's like somehow it's an
Yeah.
acceptable arena for like play, but in just normal city life we have to be all like we're not allowed to play on the toys.
Segregation and shit. Yeah.
It's not
Attitude
like
wise
kids
and
to adults, but just adult to adult. Like we're even like
well,
if you're
it's
you go on a
that
date with a
too
girl, it's like
because then
all
it blocks you. Well, it's both because if you don't know how to communicate with that group or that age range, then you're not going to be able to comfortably fit in. But also, you'll be looked at as weird by society. So if you couldn't communicate proper with anyway, then that'd be like a sign. So like you would kind of want to be able to do that so you can communicate with everybody. It's kind of like a block. If you can't communicate properly with that range, then the adults don't want to chill with you because they think of you as someone who's going to try to fuck with their kids or with them or their girlfriend or something. But if they see that you're that way, you're building sandcastles, and it's like you're not being weird, and like you're just like buying McDonald's for the family, and you're just like, eating together with the families afterwards and stuff. That's actually cool. Like people want that, but they don't know how to become that or have it that way. I think it's just something that is important in life to be able to be cool with everybody. And if you ain't cool with like certain ages or groups, then it's just you're not going to be cool with people in general as much consistently as you would want to be because they look out for you. Even if you, like everyone has different uses, like different animals do, and they have different things that they would do depending on what age they are or whatever attitude they had. What I'm saying is, if you don't appreciate the beauty of all the creatures, then you're not going to appreciate the beauty of anything really. You have to know how to do it as a whole general package.
we've like segregated not just the animals and the humans. Like we always talk about like black people and white people, the segregation back in the day, but like there's like a much deeper segregation between the humans and the non-humans, and also between like the age ranges. It's like since you're sort of segregating the 18 and younger, or whatever, so like the kids and whatever teenagers from the adults. It's like the adults sort of like completely block off that side of themselves too, and they stop embracing that childlike curiosity and play and wonder and like openness, and they become like a different species almost. And like these two species aren't allowed to talk to one another, and it's like by not being able to talk to each other and not be able to interact with each other because of a few bad actors who were doing bad things. Now we're like blocking off certain sides of ourselves, and now we're kind of like robotic because like it's cool to be an adult. You get to like I don't know, strategize and think and be all reasonable, but like it's not that fun. You don't really feel alive. But when you're a kid, you're kind of like fully alive and you're just like running. Like we used to go play in the fields and stuff, or we'd go like catch lizards and frogs and stuff, and just like wander around. And we didn't even know where we're going, we didn't know what we're doing, but like it was like totally fine. Yeah, you're kind of like crazy. You're kind of like not being reasonable, but we kind of need to be a little bit unreasonable sometimes and just kind of go on adventures. So it's kind of too bad that we sort of segregated that side of ourselves off, and also like between that side of life. I mean, I don't really want to hang out with kids, but like I teach English sometimes, and like the kids will be like all jumping on my back, and I'll be giving them piggyback rides, and they're kind of holding my hand, and it's like this innocent kind of vibe. It's not like there's nothing sexual about it, but like society has turned it all sexual. Like not in Japan as much. It's sort of like understood. Okay, there's like people aren't going to hurt each other, but it's kind of nice to have that sort of pure connection. Like just like if you have a dog, the dog's coming up on you, the cat's kind of rubbing its leg against you. You're kind of like smiling at each other. Kind of too bad that we've sort of alienated the whole entire species from each other.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know, it's like kind of fine because we have each other, we have adults, and we can kind of embrace that childlike side of ourselves. But like it's kind of hard to crack it out if you go on a date with a chick, obviously you want her to sort of bring out her magic, her that kind of playful side of herself. If she's all like rock solid, stone faced, I mean, there's something cool about that too. But honestly, the best parts are when you're like frolicking in the fields and like splashing water on each other and like giggling and stuff. You kind of want to do that with people and with friends too. Like I had this friend, we go play in the lake. We just go to the lake and we swim in there, and that was way more fun than we just like chill in there and talk. It's way more fun than going out drinking or like going to some stupid cafe and like sitting across the table from each other and talking or something. So it's kind of good that you're outside because you can like people are kind of more open outside than they are inside. But obviously, it gets old. You don't want to be stuck outside.
Dude, every girl's so wore out. Every girl offering slutty, they're so horny and shit. It's cool.
It's really
I agree.
it's freaking frustrating when you see all these. I mean, you see all there's so many freaking hot girls everywhere. It's like insane, and you don't even know what to do with it because you got other things you got to do with your life too. And then they're everywhere. Um, it's cool though, but like they're distracting in a way. They're like the most distracting thing,
Yeah,
like, but in a good way. In a good way, but
they
like
are on
also
purpose too.
like you can't
Little butterfly flying around, they're gonna be a whale. What is that? I know.
like if you see a
It's just
butterfly,
distracting in
you see like
general,
a
but it's
butterfly
okay.
flying
It's a
around
good
you,
distraction.
you're gonna look at the
I know, that's what it
butterfly.
is. Yeah.
You see some mermaid popping out of the water, you're not gonna look at the whales and all that shit. You're gonna like look at that freaking mermaid.
I get the before that you might be, but when you see that, you'll be like, whoa, my Homer Ickham type shit.
But maybe you're trying to like get something done, like you're trying to like we're going fishing, we need to go on this boat across the water. But you're like,
And then they're like, nope, not until after we're done with the fifth one. We gotta go 10 more.
the boat's all stopping, the motors all turning off and stuff, and it's all chilling and like looking at the mermaid, and it's like, come on, guys, get back to work. And like, you can't really,
I know.
like it's so good, it's fun, but at the same time, it's like they're so powerful. They're these like sirens, or these little like,
They know it too.
and they just like mesmerize you.
That's what makes them so powerful. They're more powerful than the males.
You say the males or these owls and stuff will hypnotize people. Dude, these women are just like they're not even trying to. They're like naturally just hypnotizing everybody.
I know, but then they do try to as well.
Yeah, but they kind of lose that power.
They're very good at it. The girls that just know they're the shit, they're Barbie doll cheerleader types. They get all the guys, they always will. They get whatever money their daddy gives them. They'll give them all the money whenever they want. They ask for it. So they never get in trouble. Every guy wants them, and they know that. So they're braggy and bratty and all that, but that makes them hot. You just got to know how to get them to know. So you have to make it so that when it's able to, they want you, and they're obsessed with you like that, and they're pointing all their sexual aggression towards you, and it's like in a good way, then yeah, life's perfect at that point.
Girls are way more like animalistic than men, it seems. In a way.
Like I said, you got to be like approved by like every girl before that even could be a possibility. All the animals and everything.
The girls are like just like some animals. Like it's like girls are like this like they're like so fun. They're so like alive and mad. Not always. They're kind of like all dead sometimes, but they're all magical and like woohoo. And the dudes are all serious. The dudes seem more serious than the girls, but I mean
they are for sure. It's crime.
Especially dude to dude, they're like all like. But then
it's guy to girl is even funny.
Guy to girl's fine because it's like that's when you can kind of become a kid again. That's when you're like.
It's funny though, like to see the ones that have no talent. It's just like, oh, okay, it's embarrassing.
Well, because if the dude goes up to the girl, like she's some other, like she's an alien, she's like some other species, or like he's acting like all like how he acts with dudes, all. Then like girls don't want that. The whole point of like the girls and the boys is like to like kind of, I don't know, kind of play together. For me, I don't know. I prefer the play. Yeah. I prefer the play vibe more than like the. I like talking and stuff, having conversations. But like honestly, that flirtatious kind of play is like, whoa, that's like something we're never allowed to do anywhere except for maybe like you're maybe making music or you're like surfing or some shit like that. Maybe that would be like something similar, but not, I don't know, something about doing with another creature. I mean, I can imagine like some alien coming down and like being all chill like that, or maybe like you got this really cool dog, or something where the dog's just like, so playful and running around with you and like loving you. But like I don't know, like it's kind of hard to find a friend like that. You have like this friend who's just like this beautiful, magical like creature. But women like also oftentimes like pretty dull and disembodied and not alive. But sometimes you find this one, it's like wow, it's like you forget that you're an adult anymore.
Yeah.
Like going out in nature is kind of the same way. When you go into the nature, you're I guess you need the balance. The sky's kind of cool because the sky is like this one thing that's like always there for you. Like it's always there from childhood until, or I think we talked about this before, but like yeah. It's like always freaking there. That's like so cool. I guess you're getting tired or something, right? You probably want to do something.
Kind of.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'll do anything with the recording. I might just just chill there, but no, maybe I'll do something with it. But it's kind of
fun. Okay, we can look at it if you want. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, but it's still kind of fun. Just like kind of try new things. Well, yeah, I just like seems like $10. It's only $10, but still, it's like I don't know. Okay. I don't really have that much. I have money, but I'm not like. Do you like buy?
But they confirmed it and said it was in there, or what?
Yeah, I just called them up. Like that's another thing. It's like calling.
Okay.
I like for me, it's like a freaking.
I didn't want to bug you because you were saying it takes so long and it took a long time last time.
It's just like a few. It's just like a few annoying steps. Like you have to go on this thing and like send the money to my. I have like some.
Helps
money
a lot.
Like maybe I got like I don't know. I don't have that. I usually don't keep that much money in my U.S. bank account. It's like just like kind of like like running on fumes, basically, just like enough to like kind of keep it like $50 or like that kind of thing. So I usually have to transfer it over, and that takes like a day or two, and then I have to call them on the phone, but I have to call them at the right hour. Like
You could actually do it through Facebook. You know that, right?
Yeah,
It goes through instantly.
yeah, but
Except to have your credit card linked on there.
I have to figure that. I can figure that thing out too. Then, yeah.
Yeah, it takes like 2 seconds.
But even still, I still have to transfer money into my U.S. account because my credit card. Oh, I say I have Japanese credit cards, so maybe use my Japanese credit card.
Yeah.
It's just like because it doesn't take nowadays. It's pretty easy to change money from one country to another, but it's like a day or something, like a little lag. It's like you have to go in there and like push the buttons. It's kind of, but yeah, calling is the main thing because it's like the time zone thing. You have to like, they stay open pretty late. It's like 7 p.m. and they usually answer the phone, but I have to call them and it's just like finding the right time, to do it. And it's kind of like you don't really want to call them. You don't really like calling people like that, right? It's kind of like I don't want to call them.
Not really.
It's
Not
like
typically.
kind of annoying. It's like go to push the buttons, like push one for Espanol and stuff. You're like
Yeah.
So like that's kind of the main blockage. It doesn't actually take that much work. It's just me being lazy, and like it's just like not fun to like go through do that kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Typically.
And then also like I just don't really usually keep that much money in the U.S. thing. But yeah, maybe the Facebook thing might be easier. But yeah, I don't like send like large amounts too, because like I don't know, like it's money still, so you don't want to like throw down 100.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of thinking about yourself too, so you're kind of like
Don't be so selfish.
no,
Be greedy.
We kind of have to be selfish because like you don't have to be selfish, but you kind of need to like think about your own like yourself. You do have to think about yourself too, because like everyone's kind of. Some people are really freaking like.
Not really.
Yeah, not really. You don't like because honestly, like
people just you don't have to.
Worst case scenario is like I don't know, like it's like you're homeless. It's like kind of bad, but like that's like our like big fear. Like it's like not. It's obviously not good at all, but. It's not like the end of the world, and that's like people are like hoarding onto their money because like I don't want to be homeless or I don't want to and it's like you're not gonna die, so we don't need to be so scared, I guess. But at the same time, like we kind of are, we get kind of comfortable with our stuff.
Well, it's funny because like the other day I was bummed, I was mad because like there was no food, and I'm tired of going through trash cans and shit. But anyways, I was out there bitching, not really at anybody in particular, just to myself, kind of like quietly. But when I rolled by, people could kind of probably hear me. But I was just like, fuck this, stuff like that. And I would keep rolling. And I would like check the next song and be like, people don't even help with shit. And I'm like, I'm not going to help you neither. You don't help me with shit. Nobody helps me. Like, why am I going to help you? Attitude. And I was like, talking shit kind of. And I was like, some guy came up and was like, yeah, looking for cans. And I was like, no, I'm looking for food. Started having an attitude with people like that. I was like, getting money and stuff. And he's like, oh, I'll go buy you some McDonald's. He went and got me a Big Mac combo and all that. So, yeah,
cool. And like, some people recognize that, like, before, like, when you're, I don't know, it's like you're younger or you're stupid, you think people are angry or they're being irritated because they're like an irritable or angry kind of bad person. But it's like, no, this person's freaking tired and hungry and stressed out, and that therefore they're acting all like, no. It's kind of hard to control your emotions too when you're freaking hungry or tired or something. Like, you're obviously.
But it did help. I don't think I have to do it anymore. Like, have that attitude. I just had it for a minute, and then like they saw it, and like they helped. What I'm saying is, I kind of had to snap a little bit because I was like, this sucks. Like, you guys you guys wouldn't be able to handle it. Wait till you get in this situation. They can help you neither, kind of attitude towards them. But yeah, it kind of I got over it after that.
Dude, but I've been like, I know we're going to go in a second, but like, it's kind of funny like when you say you're going to go, then you start relaxing a little bit. But like, I've been learning about like the eyes and the breath and things like that. It's kind of like, sounds like some cheesy meditation shit, but I don't know, it's kind of cool. Like, the breath is like this weird thing that kind of, it connects both like this sort of conscious human side of ourselves, where we're thinking and our feelings and all that stuff, but also like deep down to our body. You can like, if you change the way you breathe, it's like a weird kind of hack. It's not even a hack because it's just straight up science. But like, when you like inhale, it gives you energy. It kind of gets you more amped up and also kind of stressed, but in a good way. Kind of gets you like high. But when you exhale and you breathe out, it kind of calms you down. So like when you're breathing out, when you're like extended exhale, it kind of like will calm you down. Also, like when you're breathing in through your nose, like your nose is more calming, but breathing out through your mouth is more kind of exciting. So like you can kind of alter your energy level and your mood by like changing. Like if you want to calm down, then you exhale more. And if you're amped up, you kind of inhale more. And like the more fast it is, also kind of more it kind of gets you stressed. But like sometimes you want stress because you want action. But if you want to calm down, like you want to sleep or you're feeling irritated, like like breathing is it's like slowing it down and then breathing, exhaling, it like calms you down. There's this really cool thing. It's called like the like whenever like baby like kids and stuff are crying, they go that kind of thing. And sometimes we naturally do it when we're stressed. We kind of sigh, but like this is like super. I've been using this thing all the time, like before I go to sleep and stuff. But if you like, kind of like do like a double inhale through your nose, like you do like one big one where it's like close your mouth, but you inhale through your nose, like, and then you do like another one immediately. You actually kind of sneak in and more like a kind of and then you push it all out with your mouth like a. Dude, like do like 3 of those things, it fucking calms you down. Like it like snaps you, like you're not angry anymore. You're not all irritated. Like so, if I'm talking to some chick, I get like I need this especially because I don't know. You're like, who cares? But I need this especially because I'm all too amped up sometimes and too like all like high. If I want to like kind of calm down and like slow down my talking and slow down my energy and just kind of relax, I'll like just like close my mouth and do like a double inhale, like a, and then I'll just like do like a big exhale, like a big long like a, and just do that a few times, and like it kind of balances out my system. But obviously, if I'm like already relaxed, I don't need to do that. Instead, I'll try like
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of cool how you can like, or even with your eyes, if you like you want to relax, you like look out at the sky or look at a big horizon or look at the freaking. You zoom out, you put your phone away, and you're kind of like looking out, like chilling out in the nature. It'll kind of relax you. If you're walking around in the nature, kind of wandering around, that'll kind of like relax you. Like if you're feeling sad or feeling kind of stressed. Obviously, it's not always gonna work. But if you do that, plus the breathing, it's kind of like a kind of quick little like remote control, kind of changes it. But like obviously, if you want to get all focused, then yeah, you're like you laser in on your phone or you laser in on like staring at the rock, and you start breathing faster and breathing in, you know. But you don't. Usually, our problem is not that we're too relaxed. Usually, we want to relax. So like, I think like the wandering around nature and looking at the big horizon, and also like exhaling and using our nose, is like kind of like more useful. But like sometimes you do want to get amped up. So like you don't want to be like chilled out in nature and stuff because that makes you too calm. And like the girls like it when you're all calm, but they don't want you to be too freaking calm. But generally, like for me,
Then it's boring.
But yeah, you're too boring. You're not motivated. You're kind of like But like sometimes we get too far in one extreme. And I think if we get too far in one extreme, like if you're like pure lion or pure spider, you kind of need to bring in a little bit of lamb. And I think by like breathing in a certain way, or like using your eyes in a certain way, or moving in a certain way, you can kind of find ways to kind of calm yourself down. It's like really quickly, especially the breathing one. It's like really cool for me. But like basically, you also just freaking need sleep and water and all that shit. You need food. And like so, like it's also that basic shit, but. I don't know. I find that kind of useful too, but yeah, you don't want to be digging through the trash and shit. Like it's like not even. You can't really enjoy it really that way either, right? It's like kind of gross food, huh? It probably tastes the same, but I don't know.
Oh really?
Not really right.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes it's fresh, but like you don't really want.
I'm not even worried about that anymore. It's fine.
Yeah. You don't usually have to go through. People kind of give you stuff sometimes, right? But you don't like need to eat like all the freaking time, right? You kind of get used to like.
Yeah,
like,
you usually have to.
You do.
Not really.
Like in the
This girl, the older girl brought me like 4 sandwiches and like some chips and stuff earlier. So yeah.
Do the girls
I'm full.
do the girls?
I stay good. I'm stay healthy. I stay full.
Do the girls like give more stuff than the dudes? I guess the dudes give you stuff too, huh? Sometimes.
They both do, but like the girls in general are more like it's like one of those things where like if they see a hot guy, they're like more like shy. So the guys are easier. There's a barrier there sometimes with girls if they feel like. They don't want to like go ask if you want something or whatever with money or whatever because they don't want to like get rejected because they like you. So the guys don't typically like you like that. So it's like they might, but it's not going to be the same sort of thing. So they know they wouldn't get it because you ain't gay like that. It's like, so it's like the girls like know you want it and they know that they want it, so, and that they're out like that. So then
it's like a certain kind. Like it seems like most dudes wouldn't want.
It doesn't matter. It's just
random dudes. There's no kind of trend.
The guys are more so the issue. The guys are more so the ones that be like, oh, let's go home kind of thing if they see me because they don't want the girl to be looking at me or whatever. Or the ones like, I'm not going to help him with money. You got to go make his own attitudes like that.
It's like a dude with the girl,
girls
right?
are typically more like friends.
Because like,
or if they're by themselves or with their friends or their family, they're still less likely. The guys are still more likely to, it depends on what type of girl. Like if it's like an old girl, then yeah. If it's but if it's like a kid or something like that, then that's very like impossible. It's very rare. It'd be like they're with their family, the dad would be like, my kid didn't eat this, she wanted to have it, type of thing. Or like some old lady be like, here's $5, some attitude like that. some patriotic kind of like guy with like a beard maybe, but it wouldn't be like a. One time, like this like junior high kid gave me some fries. He was like some Mexican kid, and he just went to McDonald's and bought me fries. Like I bought you these kind of thing. I didn't know him, so you never know. Like sometimes it's hot girls that give me say like this the other day. This girl was eating her lunch out there in the parking lot, and she was cute or whatever. And she had like half of like a breakfast burrito left that she was biting off of. And she, hey, you want this? Hey, finish it. And you can have the rest of it. I was like, okay, don't mind if I do. It was cool because it came from her too, and she was eating off it. And it's like, yeah, so it's better energy that way. Typically, if you can get it from a hot bitch. But like I said, it's like that in general with like girls and guys. So girls are kind of typically nervous to go up to guys. Typically, guys would be doing that more so. So then the hot girls aren't used to having to do that. If they see a guy that they want to do that to, then they might be a little more nervous when they typically wouldn't be. Or they would be just like not do it because of the fact that they want to use that approach for something other than saying, here's some food or $5 or whatever. They want to use it, if they do go up, to be like something like, hey, like my friend thinks you're cute or something like that. What are you doing tonight? Kind of attitude. Kind of ruins the romance if you do it that way as well.
It's kind of cool like that because like if you're like just like living this normal life, like you're working on a store or some some job or whatever, people aren't like nice. I mean, people aren't really nice to you usually, like random strangers. So obviously, mostly people are not nice to you anyway, even if like you're homeless or whatever. But like sometimes people are nice, but you like never get that. Almost never get that if you're just like living in a normal
They're never
society.
rude to me, but the thing is, it's just because I fit in more with normal society than with homeless society. So I'm thought of as more of a, they know I'm homeless, but obviously the backpacks and all that, but they don't care. Like they treat me like I'm gold, like I'm more so like a king character, someone that they follow around and all that more than anybody else.
Right, because like homeless has kind of like this, like it's a certain kind of vibe. It's like just because you're living outside.
It's kind of chill, like it's like it's strong, yeah. But also like thing is that they appreciate the fact of all you have to go through for the world and how strong you are because of that. So it makes them like you more because they see this guy's humble and he's like, not bitching or on drugs or stealing or nothing or not a serial killer or anything. And he's like just trying his best to survive, which makes you hotter because you're doing it. You got a smile on your face and stuff when you're digging through trash cans and stuff, whistling while you work kind of attitude. And all right, next, nothing in there. I guess the next one, hopefully, like that kind of attitude. And then like that guy got something for you. I got out of nowhere. And like, cool, thank you. It's like that.
And we're living in this world where like people are all like kind of distrusting and kind of like kind of negative towards each other. So like when you encounter like an angry person who's like living out in the wild or on the streets or whatever, you don't really want to help them. You're like, it's just another freaking angry person thing. But like if they're all nice to you, then you're like, oh, it's like you kind of like it. Like when I was in Berkeley, there's a bunch of people living over there because it's like a popular place to live. People's like post about me in the park and on the streets and stuff. But like I was walking to school and there's this one guy. I guess he's probably been there the longest because he's at prime real estate. He's just right there at the corner, like right in front of the campus. He's like right next to the subway. Real sweet spot. He looks kind of like Santa Claus, and people kind of call him Santa Claus and stuff. But he's be like right there, and I think he's kind of got used to it because it's almost become a business for him. But like still like. He just sits there and he just says good morning, and he smiles and says good morning to everybody, and then everyone's just freaking tossing him money and stuff. I mean, I don't think he's doing it just for the money. I think he's just generally kind of like just like chilling there and saying good morning. But he's also figured out people like it when he's kind of figured out how to.
You got to have people liking you and to want them to have to even want to help you.
But the other dudes, like you first. The other dudes around, they're all like freaking give me the money. This one guy would like pull his pants down and freaking show his butt and stuff. And like, dude, stop it, dude. But like. He just sits there. He doesn't bug you. Even he won't even say anything. Sometimes he'll sit there. These dudes in Japan too. There's like Osaka has a lot of people like who don't have houses here too, and they never bug you. They just sit there and they're just chilling there. I don't know. It's just like way more likable than like if they're all getting all angry and jumping up on you and stuff. People have a sort of negative image towards like people who are living out there in the wild because sometimes they're getting all aggressive and all predatory. But like you don't want to be like some predator. Anywhere, I don't care if you're like rich, you're like some freaking billionaire, or you have no money. No one wants these nasty predators all jumping up on them.
True.
Yeah, it kind of sucks having them. I've been thinking about like moving to Thailand or moving to some other country or something, but like also like don't have a job there, so I'd be basically have no money, but I'd have some savings. But I guess I shouldn't be so scared to like just like jump into some new place. But
yeah,
the job kind of sometimes the job or the girlfriend or whatever thing you have, it kind of holds you back. But it kind of keeps you comfortable, but sometimes you got to jump into the wild. I guess you're getting kind of tired of that, right? So we can talk another time.
Okay.
Yeah, later.
Bye bye.